clothes and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me. Hold me close so I can breathe. Let me go so I can live. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the stars for you. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the stars. I turn up the stars for you. Forget your past. I'm here to make it last. Where we're going, we don't need maps. Take a chance with the Wall Street crash. I feel what you feel, that our love is strong. And I hear what you hear, it's our favorite song. And I taste what you taste, it's the sweetest kiss. And I see what you see, and I'm so impressed. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the stars for you. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I...
Well, namaste and in la catch, my family, and welcome to the Solar Activation 2023. Look at all my sexy gods and goddesses out here. For everyone who couldn't make it around the planet, this is for you too. We filmed. It's 100 degrees out here. Hope you're happy. Okay. So we are in Austin, Texas. We're actually in Dripping Springs. We're right around the corner from Rogan's house. No, I'm just kidding. We're dripping over. It's very moist. It's very moist, but it's very happy to be here. Put your hands together for coming out to this place right now. For everyone who came out, I love you. Thank you so much for coming out. We have so many activities planned for you. It's recording. We're good. Don't touch it. All right, here we go. Don't you touch it, Michael. So there's a lot of things we're going to share in today's dissertations, and there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom we're going to share. I can also tell you for everyone that showed up here today. Here, I'll walk over here because I'm here. See? See me? Okay, here. How about this? Okay, we're right here. All right. And then there's the cameras. Okay, everyone can see. Okay, so our higher selves are going to be handing off downloads to you guys. I'm going to give you guys a heads up on what's really going on. You guys are the 3D vessels on the ground, right? Upstairs, all you guys are going to be upgraded for not only just being here, but your responsibilities and what we're going to do with the new golden age. We are literally the grandparents of the golden age. We will be the ones who actually bring it back, build it. And I'm calling myself a grandparent too. Like, oh, but here's the secret they didn't tell you. When we get our med beds, I'll look like I'm 21, like I'm Rodney Dangerfield, you know, like, hey man. I'm like, I'm 105. I'm like, oh my God, let's go to like ASU and I'm gonna take a sociology class. I'm gonna be like Rodney Dangerfield, dude. I'll be 21 years old, but like 100 inside. You know what I mean? So don't worry about that. We do have med bed technology. It's gonna be available to us. sooner than later, especially for all of us. Put your hands together if you guys are a part of the RV, GCR. Okay. All right, for everyone else, know one of those people. One more time, if you're part of the RV, GCR, clap a little bit. All right, all you guys look around. They may be your bosses, okay? So just keep close. There's a lot of nice people. Okay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you guys to know that this weekend is going to be rad. The solar activation, we are in this place because we have almost like the maximum amount. When that thing goes over, we should almost get the Ring of Fire. So I'm very excited for us to be here, and there's many downloads to share with you guys.
So my background is nursing, military. Now I'm a HeartMath master trainer. So I get to work with people all around the world looking for ways to bring more coherence, more heart-brain coherence. And my background was cardiology nursing. So I love the heart. Ever since I was in nursing school, I actually got to go into the operating room, and the surgeon said, "Hey, nurse, student, do you want to touch the heart?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I did, and it was exciting. Of course, sterile. But the idea is when they jump-started that heart and it just started to beat again, I'm like, dang, I'm in love with the heart. And so ever since then, I've been really interested in helping people to access the heart. I wasn't always very heartful, shocking, but was very military and very brainy, and just everything was logical and technical, and it had to make sense. So for me, when I was working actually at the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix, was part of this study that said, do you want to learn how to de-stress? Do you want to learn how to connect with your heart? And I'm like, I really don't have time because I'm very busy, and now you're making me sit here and breathe and do all these things. That was the most transformational part of my life because it really changed who I am. I'm much nicer. People can attest to that, I think. And I'm also more intuitive and more creative. And so my hope today is to really give you the science behind why when we tap into our hearts, what that really ignites for us. And so while we're speaking with you a little bit about the sacred heart activation for the solar portal, we're also going to be doing, for those of you that want to, in just a moment, hi donkey, how cute are you, right? Are you in your heart? Talk about an animal that's completely in their hearts. Horses we actually have done studies at HeartMath with horses and people, dogs and people, and how they co-regulate with us. They're already pretty coherent. And it's the coolest thing when we can drop into our heart, take a slow, deep breath. Actually, let's do it right now. Just place your attention in the area of the heart and just imagine your breath is just flowing in and out of your heart, your chest area. And just breathing a little slower, a little bit deeper than usual. Find a rhythm that works for you. And just noticing what's different. You may feel more relaxed, more calm. Maybe your thoughts are slowing down a little bit more. That's the beauty of a simple technique. I sat there in that class and I'm like, wow, I'm taking a 6-hour class on how to breathe. This is really an ultimate waste of my time. But what I found is there's so much more to these HeartMath practices. The breath is the first step to align the heart and the mind. When we start to add feelings, gratitude, appreciation, calm, peace, those can really help to create biochemicals that change what's happening in the body. So you're actually producing, in just a moment we'll do this together, you're producing one of my favorite hormones, if you're gonna have a favorite, is DHEA. It's an anti-aging hormone, right? You can make it for free. Can you get it at a doctor's office? Absolutely. Can you get it at GNC or a High Health? Yes, or a vitamin shop. But you can make it yourself, and it's perfect. It's no side effects, and it's exactly what your body needs. And you have this power within you. Not only calm, peace, relaxation, but what other qualities do you think are inside the heart? Just shout it out. Love, yep. Wisdom, yep. Intuition, yeah. Compassion, yeah. Empathy, yeah. Exactly. And fire, ignition, passion, excitement, courage. When I'm working with Navy and Army fighter pilots. My background was in the Air Force. So I train jet pilots. I don't want them to be calm and relaxed because that's not really going to help them in the mission. We want them online, on point, tuned in. It's called operational coherence. So since we're all here on mission and we're here doing operational coherence, please know that you can ignite that within your heart. Ignite the courage, ignite the power, ignite the enthusiasm. And really, Team Light Family, that's what we're all about, isn't it? We are igniting here. And so I'm going to share with you, hopefully with my slides, maybe not, we'll see, some little tips about the heart. And if it doesn't work, I might share it on my phone because I have my notes. Some tips. So if I was to ask you, first of all, when you look at the brain and the heart, which one do you think has a stronger electromagnetic field? Ah, you guys, A+, very good, yeah. Because I was thinking, no, the brain runs everything, so it's got to be the more powerful one. No. And so this is with studies, they've actually shown this. I'm going to give you a couple of little tidbits, little tips, little factoids, because my brain loves factoids, so hang on. And for those of you that said the heart is more potent, it's louder, how many times stronger is the heart electromagnetic field than the brain? Just thought. Shout it out. 100. 60 to 100. Very good. Who's been reading the HeartMath books? This is very good. Excellent. It's true. And the idea around this is, did you know that the heart actually forms when we're in utero? It forms before the brain. So the heart is pumping before the brain tells it to beat. Interesting. So the heart has its own pacemaker cells. Yes, it does. I know you like that? Yeah, it's true. It's true. And the heart, like the brain, like we said, generates a powerful electromagnetic field that is 60 to 100 times stronger in amplitude. So if you have an EKG, you have an EEG, so you're measuring brain waves and heart waves, right? I know. You know, he's like, yeah, you know the brain is stronger, right, little buddy? God, you're so cute. I can't handle it. Also, did you know, donkey, that heart muscles also produce, so think about like the energy packets. You guys remember in biology school or back where you had like, you learned about the cells and the nucleus? Who knows the name of, it's like a pop quiz for Solar Eclipse. So who knows the name of the energy packets in the cells that creates energy? Mitochondria. Oh, yes, shout out for mitochondria. Heart muscles have more mitochondria than any other organ, because they never get a break, right? We don't have like a pause button on our heart. It's always beating, so it needs a lot of cells. So there are 5,000 to 10,000 mitochondria in each heart cell. That's a lot. Compared to a biceps muscle, 200 mitochondria. So I'm just illustrating the power of the heart. We know this, but now this is the science to really validate. For some of the friends that were out there like, oh, I don't know about the heart. No, this is massive. The heart beats 110,000 times each day. Never gets a break. The heart produces enough power in 1 hour to lift 2,000 pounds 3 feet off the ground. So in 75 minutes, it could lift a Toyota Prius. That's what we have sitting in our chest. I know Rion talks a lot about the fusion engine in our chest. It's true. And how do we tap into that? How do we really harness that? And so if you could see up here, I have a really cute team light thing with sparkles and thunder. So just imagine what that looks like. And then the last thing I'm going to give you a factoid is there is light that is produced in the heart. So think of Team Light. There's researchers at a German university, and you can talk to me later on if you're interested in more about this. They detected photons of light being radiated by the heart. And the average heart emits 20 particles or photons of light per second. During a heart-centered focus or heart-centered meditation, which we'll just do in just a moment, this increases to over 100,000 photons per second. So 20 normally, 100,000, just by focusing on the heart and activating it. So it's a 5,000% surge in light energy. So what I'm offering to you today is, and I'm not sure if this is going to work, as I have a little demonstration, that I might not be able to share with you, but it's talking about the heart energy and how it can be measurable. So who's ever heard of the HeartMath Institute? Yeah, a lot of hands. Good. So we know one of the landmarks of what HeartMath did for us is they use equipment, they bring science, and they show us that, you know, there's a science behind what we're doing, namely taking a breath, feeling those feelings of appreciation and gratitude, not only singly, but collectively. So when we come together, when we do these group focus and we do all these different things, you can measure, each person gets a sensor, and you can measure red, blue, or green. Green is a very high state of coherence. So now the heart is sending out a message. That message goes to the brain. What you to do, again, is when we come together as a group and we have a single intention or something similar, like say we're all focusing on peace, we're all focusing on love, or you're focusing on your own individual things that you appreciate. Just the appreciation, just the gratitude, 1,400 biochemicals are released in your body. Not just DHEA, that's awesome, but oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the love hormone, serotonin, dopamine. So we get to choose what our body is creating based on what we feel. Thinking is great, but it's only half the battle. It's only half of it. Thoughts are electrical, feelings are magnetic. So if you want to manifest something, you think it, and then you feel it as though it already is. How do I feel when I've reached that goal? I'm going to be excited. I'm abundant. I'm grateful. Feeling it now will they'll put the wheels in motion. So I'm just throwing out some tidbits about what you have inside of you, right under your nose, and you may not have even realized what you have sitting right here. So I have a thing. I have a little thing I'm going to do. I think it might be fun if you guys are willing to do this. I would like you to think about a time when you were, like you kick butt. You were so good, like you had this challenge and you're like, I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, I think I can do it. But you really did it. A time when you were resilient, a time when you really just showed up and you're like, yeah, I'm awesome. I want you to remember that time. And I want you to think about what qualities emerged inside of you. What showed up? Who rose to the occasion? And if you want to close your eyes just a moment and just kind of think back to that, feel into that. What emotions were you feeling with that? And now I want you, with all of your senses, to travel back in time to that place. Relive it, re-experience it, and re-feel it. All right, and as you continue feeling that feeling, there may be many different emotions that are coming up, but as long as they're positive and they're affirming, now begin to focus your attention again in the area of the heart, and imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or chest area. Breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. And if you want to place a hand on your heart as an anchor, that's perfect. 2 hands on the heart is just beautiful as well. And if a thought comes in, something distracting, just go, back to the heart. You're creating a new neural network with what you're just doing. You're cultivating that place in your heart that you can always come back to, anytime, anywhere. And now just notice what's different. What's changed for you? So congratulations, you just created a dose of DHEA, a little longevity hormone. It also gives you energy. So when we're feeling sad or depressed, we're not saying that we don't want to feel those things, because that's all information, it's all good. But how long do we stay there? Because it's very easy. Emotions travel in cycles, and it's very easy to get into distraction, or to get into, look at the world and go, wow, not really what I want. We're not saying that we're rose-colored glasses, it's all going to be wonderful. But the idea is, can I, in the moment, dose myself with some of these hormones to offset some of that stuff that life gives us? And that's the power that we have. And also, these biochemicals that you've just released, just like stress hormones last in the body for up to 12 hours. Did you know that? It's a lot of time. So if I get mad, I used to be really awful. I'm not, there's other words. But I was on the freeway in Phoenix, and it was like all the people were just cutting me off, and I was like, just expletives. And I'm cussing, and my husband's like, your eyes get black, and you're scary. I'm like, yeah, I know, they're in my way. Wow. So in this class at the hospital, they're like, oh, you can change that. And so we actually did I'm telling myself, we did an exercise of all the different things that zap our energy. So 10 different things, unrelated. The mother-in-law ended up on the list, bless her heart. Other things, work, different things, road rage, all the things. She said, what is the emotion that you feel? Is there one emotion that comes up more than once? I looked at that list through that lens. I had 10 different things. 8 out of 10 was anger. And I'm like, oh, I'm an angry person. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, now they're all going to know. How am I going to be a HeartMath trainer? And what they said was, you're really good at anger. You've wired yourself to, regardless of the situation. I was just, boom, nanosecond, boom. So the cool part is, if we have those tendencies, if maybe for us it might be anxiety, or it might be guilt, or it might be sadness, or it might be something else that doesn't really serve us, what if there's a way to shift that, to create a new network? We're still going to experience those things. Do I still get angry? Yeah, every now and again. But not nearly like I did, and not so much with the intensity. Once I learned, I get angry at that guy on the freeway, or girl, whoever, person, on the freeway, and my body creates that cortisol, stays with me for 12 hours. Now I go to work and I retell my story. Do you guys ever tell stories and go, oh my God, you can't believe anybody else? Or just me? No. You retell the story and you get just as mad. Yeah, and you're like, yeah, because it's true, because that person was, yeah. Well, did you know that you're actually dosing yourself with more cortisol that now lasts for another 12 hours? So imagine retelling that story for days or weeks or years, some of us. Yeah, it's heavy. And so once we know, again, I say this not from a place of criticism or judgment or anything, because we are who we are. It's gotten to us to a certain place. We've arrived here with this package. The good news is we can change. I can change. I changed. I transformed. Each of us are changing and transformational. The potential is there. This technique that I'm going to share with you in just a moment, we're going to do it again. I'm actually going to get a volunteer to come up, and we're going to see if there's a measurable shift in what happens in the body based on what we're thinking, based on what we're feeling. Remember, the loudest signal is from the heart. And so what we're doing is we have somebody hooked in with their sensor, and you're starting to see there's a pattern that's starting to show up. Are you seeing that pattern? So what that is showing, every 5 seconds, it's measuring the alignment within the nervous system. So there's a autonomic nervous system, which is the sympathetic, which is the gas pedal. Parasympathetic is the brake. We want alignment or coherence between those two. When we take a slow, deep breath in, we start to create that coherence. The goal is, how can we get to that higher state of coherence? Just like what you did when you felt that sense of calm or that sense of appreciation. We want to be able to replicate that on demand. It takes time, it takes practice. And the first thing I'm going to share with you now that you have your solar activation oil, we're going to do this again. We're going to take those slow, deep breaths and focus on your heart. And just imagine your breath is again flowing in and out of your heart or chest area. Breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. And it might be 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. It might be more or less. Find a rhythm that's comfortable just for you. And now recall that time when you kick butt, You showed up. You were resilient. You rocked it. You knocked it out of the park, and you're like, yeah, I'm awesome. Re-feel that feeling. And now I'm going to invite you to send appreciation, send heart, send passion, courage, love, whatever that is. I'm going to invite you to really breathe that in and then radiate that. And what that means is just imagining that your heart is a sun and it's radiating out those feelings of appreciation to yourself. You're filling your cup. This is great for self-care. And now begin to send that energy to the person next to you, to the left, to the right, the person in front of you, the person behind you, to all of Team Light family who cannot be here in the physical. That spirit, that heart, that gratitude is going to each and every person on this solar eclipse. And now extend that beyond the Team Light family. People who've never heard of Team Light yet. Send that extra heart, that care, that spirit that we're creating right here. Radiate that out to those beautiful beings. And again, now back to yourself. Back to your intention to be here in present, in light, in spirit, appreciating yourself and who you are. And breathing that in and breathing it out. And now if anybody else comes to your mind or your heart, maybe it's family, maybe it's an intention, maybe it's a place on the planet somewhere in the world that needs a little extra care, because we're generating a lot of energy right now, a lot of love, a lot of light. Transfer that to those beautiful people. Plants, animals, Mother Earth, for supporting us. And now take the deepest breath you've taken today. Breathe that in and out. Beautiful. Oh, I see smiles. I see the faces. Oh my gosh. So just again, noticing what's different inside. You created this change. And knowing that sometimes, when we're teaching even some of these classes and we're sharing this, people say, gosh, my life right now, I can't feel happy because I can't access happy, or I can't access gratitude right now because it's really rough. And so from that place of compassion and tenderness for ourselves and for each other, knowing that we get to choose if it's just calm, if it's just a sense of ease, that's good. That's a big shift. So in those moments of stress, in those moments where we're like tight, because we think about stress as very constricting. What you've just created here is limitless potential. It's expansion. And you've just generated a beautiful vortex of, I would say Sedona energy, but Austin energy with each and every one of your hearts helping us, supporting us, contributing to that. And this is really how we're starting our conference, is from that space of light. So get to know each other. If you haven't met somebody yet, turn to the person next to you, say hello, introduce yourself, and maybe share a story. What was that like for you? And just have fun, enjoy. Thank you so much for being here and being in your hearts. I appreciate you all. Thanks.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the turn of the tide. Okay? We are here at the turn of the tide. We got called into this place to hold the light. First night we were here, we were scrapping things at Jan's house. We were organizing all of the streams in Austin. Hey, Austin. Hi, Austin. Nice to meet you. They let me out of quarantine. So we were messing with some things, organizing some things, structuring some things that was coming in to this beautiful land, and we got called in here to hold the light. So all of you guys here right now are the leaders, correct? Okay, well, nice to meet all the fellow leaders of awesomeness on Earth, no matter what time you're coming for. You right, Maine? All right, Daniel. Let's figure it out, buddy. So for all you guys that are here, the main function of us becoming one in a unity consciousness, we are all reflections of one another, correct? Okay, so here's how this works. There's things that you are great at that I'm horrible at. And there's things that I'm good at that you're not so good at, right? So we do that in unity consciousness for one another. We hold the round table for all of us together as one. We don't have to be the best at the job. Let me tell you something. We put all of you guys in a round table, and we have a problem that comes up. I'll go, raise your hand if you know how to solve that. One of you guys will be like, yeah, I took that in college. Or, yeah, I can figure that out. Or, yeah, that's my passion. Okay? Activating your dormant DNA. Let's talk about this and the responsibilities that comes with that. How many of you guys want to activate your dormant DNA? Okay, it's a lot of hands. Okay, let's do this. Any Syrians in the house? Raise your hand. Palladians, Andromedans, Lyrans, little Anunnaki. Don't be naughty, little Anunnaki. Any dragons in the house? Okay, hey, I'm from Orion. You're like, oh, hey, I'm here to monitor. Never mind. Okay. Well, for the rest of the whole planet, wait, who else? Arcturians. Okay, everyone loves the Arcturians. They get the highest tech, and they can be nice. They can be super nice because their tech's like 100,000 years ahead of everyone else. Okay, we get it. Anyone through the gate of Alpha Centauri? Anyone from the Milky Way galaxy over here on a work relief program? Just me. I got signed up, and we're like, we're all going. I got here. I'm like, what is this? Okay. So for all of our fellow Azurites and everyone out here, it's an absolute pleasure. And all the original OG Native American DNA that's here. Put your hands together for Lemurians. The Lemurians. Okay. And then how about the Atlanteans? Okay, the Atlanteans. What did you do? What did you do to the crystals? We turned the crystals up too high. All right, well, we're all on this planet together, a bunch of refugees and the bad news bears trying to figure it out, right? Well, here's the thing that no one wants to tell you about. I'm going to tell you all the secrets about the importance of you incarnating right now on this planet. Okay, so check this out. We know we're on a library planet, right? Do you guys know what a library planet is? Do you know a library planet, the crystalline core of this planet, is where they store the data for other worlds and solar systems and galaxies are stored on our hard drive. Did you know that? Okay, so interaction on this planet is inevitable. No matter who's on the surface, you're going to be bumping into our ET brothers and sisters. No matter what you do, any duration of time that goes by, eventually there's going to be an interaction. Okay, put your hands together. Put your hands up, I should say, if you know about Tartaria. Mud flood. Oh, Jan, get ready. Get ready, Jan. They're prepared. So there's been many resets, right? The main thing for some of us that came here and have been here in the past is this. It's been a very long time since this many versions of myself have been here. We all have past lives, right, where we're fractaled out. Maybe you have past lives and memories from being in the physical, correct? Past lives here on Earth, okay? The issue is that before, there really, because there was an intergalactic war over this space for quite some time, okay? I get in talk with the light all the time, and I go, why is there such an imbalance on this planet, okay? Well, just like for the little kids that were down here, us, unconscious, these skies have been fought over for quite some time, eons of years, right? This planet has been, and right now is kind of like the hub of this great change, right? You got the Galactic Federation of Worlds. I like to call it Earth Alliance. You know, because some people are like, Galactic Federation of Light. And like, no, they're good. No, they're bad. I'm like, Earth Alliance. Are you here to help the people? Are you here to help yourselves? It's that simple for everyone on Earth. It's not difficult. Are you service to others? Are you service to self? Correct? All right. I don't know why that's so complicated. Hi, nice to meet you. Are you here to serve yourself or humanity? I don't know why it's so complicated on this planet. It's not upstairs, okay? Right now, we are hybrids. Every single person sitting in front of me is a hybrid, okay? So why is that so difficult? Or challenging, but all inspiring and awesome. You know why? Why is it cool to be a hybrid? Well, if you can learn to balance yourself, you can become some of the most powerful beings in the universe. Did your higher self tell you that? No. You ever seen an Andromedan, Syrian, Lyran, Dragon, Anunnaki, Arcturian walking around in one suit going, "What's up, son? How's it popping out here in the sticks? We're out in the sticks in the Milky Way galaxy, right? You guys having fun down here?" When you guys activate that dormant DNA and you activate your heart, the key is opening your heart. Why? Raise your hand if you know why the key is opening your heart. Do you know why? Okay. Why is that? It's the most powerful, yes, connection and chakra that you have in your body, right? Your heart cells are the first things that develop when you start developing as a human, right? So, here's the thing about the heart. It is your Iron Man fuel source. I'm going to not talk about it like it's Care Bear stare, right? No, when your heart is fully activated, the rest of your chakras actually work properly. It is your engine. Your root's not your engine. Your sacral's not your engine, even though we got to watch out for this guy back here. So no one ever told him that. But it's not your solar, it's your heart, okay? Your heart is the boom, 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 boom to the universe. Boom, boom. The entire AI negative and all this shadow puppetry is to keep you out of your heart. If all of you guys turned your hearts on, you guys turn into little sonic booms across the surface of a world, and we chain reaction wake every single human being up on the surface. It's frequency. You can't stop us. We are the change that has been destined and prophesized for eons of years. The issue is that when we got here, imagine coming in like a ball of fire. We're going to get it. You know, all the warriors, right? We're like, get it. We get here and like, oh, you're going to have to sign this waiver and sign this waiver. And no, you can't use that ability. Can't use that ability. We're going to trank you, tank you, vax you. And then eventually, if you get through that, you might have a shot. I don't know what this is. It's like Russian roulette down here, okay? It's absolutely out of control. Your heart and your consciousness are streamed as one. When you guys want to call your highest light, when you guys want to call home, imagine you have to use your heart. That is if you want to call like creator. Hello. Hey, creator, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to do down here? Everyone's asleep. No one has their heart on. They're like, well, you're the first 1,000 people that have called me in 400 years. How is it down there? There's some like black goo. It gets stuck in your toes. They're Wi-Fiing me. I'm not really sure this is what I signed up for, sir. That's really what it is like being down here, right? Your heart, that's your phone call home. The heart is your phone call home. When Jesus and Yeshua says, the heart, right? That's your power, that's the door, that's the key, that's the golden key home. It ain't all these ETs going, I'm your daddy, I'm your brother, I'm your cousin. I'm like, hey, check it. I got a golden key that my pops gave me. Do you know where I can put this? Or like, oh, no, not here. You got to go way up here. That's where your father is. We are the embodiment of that Christed consciousness walking around in human suits, okay? Why we have such a hard time. You ready? Like I've said in my videos, we got 2 different pro teams. Imagine all of us are in high school. I'm taking you back in time. We're all on one team. I don't know what sport we play, but we're all together. We're the best football team that's ever existed in high school. We're going to the football game. We just win the championship. And in the audience, we look. There's all the best colleges in the United States. And all their coaches are staring at us going, oh, she's a winner. See that the wheels on that guy? He's fast as shit. I got to have him on my team. Then we get drafted. We go to college, right? We call this 4D, Ascension School. We get drafted. We are no longer in the normal population. We got drafted into college. We're now in 4D Ascension School. Make this crystal clear for everyone on earth. When you're in Ascension School, guess what? Combine. They're testing your speed, your reach, your reflexes, your intelligence, your frequency, your vibration, right? They're watching every single thing you do. And you got coaches that are sitting there staring at you going, okay, well, how good is he with the saber? He's great with a blaster. I need to step out of line, sir. We need to see what you can really remember, right? Championship football game, we win the college Super Bowl, okay? We're all sitting there, we go into a room. You're like, yeah, we're all pumped up. We all get pulled into a room. Here's all the pro teams sitting there with clipboards. You got guys on the night side, control system program dudes. You got guys on the light side, okay? Light side goes, I can offer you eternity. I can offer you heart space, 5D, anything you want. Night side goes, hey, you want to rule them? You want all the toys of the material world? You want to be rich? You want to be famous? What do you want? So we're sitting there talking to each other. I'm going, hey, man, these guys are kind of weird over here. I don't know if I want to go into Borg land, you know? You have all these angelics like, don't do it. Please don't do it. It's not what they're selling you. But here's the truth. Until very, very soon, it's been a very long time since the light could offer you the same sort of balance. How the system has been so imbalanced, correct? We feel like we're getting dragged through the mud, doing everything we can to help people, and we suffer the most. Isn't that weird? Doesn't it feel like we're like living in like Roman times? I feel like we were all Essenes, and we're like, the Romans are coming. And I'm like, give me a crossbow. I mean, I don't know. If I was with Yeshua, no one would have touched him. But we all know that's a bullshit story. Okay. Oh, please. Can you imagine the guys in this room, they're coming. I'm like Assassin's Creed. I'm like, I'll take the 6 on the left, guy. Please. No one's touching our people. This is all da-da-da-da-da-da. But what I'm trying to say is the choice of free will. Now, the hard thing to figure out. As you're evolving and you wake up and you're conscious and you go on, like I said, 4D is the closest aspect to you on the right-hand side. 4D. On the left-hand side, a little higher than that, heart space, 5D. We'll just keep it 3, 4, and 5 right now for this conversation. Make it crystal clear so no one here can be bamboozled or hoodwinked. Cool? Here's the trifecta. All of us, raise your hand if you want to go to 5D. Pretty much everyone here. Or you wouldn't be here. All right. Or you'd be at the Bohemian Grove doing a weird dance, right? Weirdos. Anyways, we all want to go to 5D, correct? All right. 5D is fantastic. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. There can only be one. There can only be one. It's the Highlander. There can only be one. Okay, there it is. The thing about 5D is this. Peace, eternal peace, heart space, love, abundance, and joy. Okay, 5D. But here's the deal. I wish it was easier, but I'll tell you the truth. Some of these lovely healers and the lovers on this planet, right? I wish everyone to be in 5D. And from that platform, we then choose what we need to do. But I can also tell you something too. Since my 4D graduated 4D about 2 years ago, and I'm now the 4D guy, which is hilarious. Everyone thinks it's my 4D who's now in 6D. He graduated. I have gnarly operatives and agents walking up to me going, hey, do you know what the blueprints are of this platform that we're going to go ahead and do? And it's me going, hi, I'm Rion. And they're looking at me all weird like, what? Like, they're not used to the lower self making the jump in the incarnation. I'm still alive. Most people go through this when they die and cross worlds. I'm still alive going, no, I like apple juice. And you got any pineapple here? You got any pineapple? There's no pineapple? I need some pineapple. So what I'm getting to, you guys are going to grow through your ascension skill, but I also want you guys to also understand, as you grow and as you evolve here, you will be making ascension jumps while you're alive. You think, and this is the thing they teach down here, oh, we're going 3D to 5D. I'm like, cool, where's your 5D going? Where's your 4D going? Everyone's like, huh? Huh, Pa? No one told me. Well, let's break it down. 5D is going to go to 7D, left-hand side. 4D is going to jump to 6D, right-hand side. Let's talk about the different levels. 3D, we're here. 4D is like Hollywood on steroids, night side. Like, oh my God, let's do it. High heels and red lipstick every night. It gets boring. Okay, can't do Vegas every day, Niles. You understand? Niles, you can't go to Vegas every night. You get it? All right, good. I know you're like, hey man, I'm young. I want to do things. I got things to explore, but you can't do it every night. 5D, let's call it Palladian land. 6D, Syrian land. 7D, angelic land. 8D, Anunnaki land, right-hand side. Okay, you guys, raise your hand if you've seen my multidimensional template. And as I insert it into the video now, this is what I'm talking about. So, 10D, Dragonland, right? And then on the 11D, I like Lyrans, and the Arcturians hang out in 13D. Okay, dimension. I'm going to stop there. I know people say it goes to 100,000 and 50. I can't do it. I'm on the 146,000 level of dimension. I've got 12 toes. I'm like, I don't know. Let's just keep it. We're in 3. Let's just go to 15 and call it a day, okay? So, as you move up the dimensional ranks, there's different rules and regulations. The reason why many people have a difference or an issue with, if it was so easy to make the 4D 60 jump, we wouldn't have so many aspects or night side aspects slowing us down. Okay? There's a lot of people that aren't in Ascension School. There's a lot of people that don't even know what Ascension School is. Their 4Ds have been running them since they were 17 years old. You know when kids go through puberty? Oh, Billy's changed, or Kelly's not the same. What is that? She has so much attitude. What are they teaching her at school? That. Her 4D's now behind the wheel. No one's saying anything down here. Okay? What happens is about 16 to 29 years old, 16 to 25, 16 to 27, your 4D's behind the wheel. That they're also growing and they're in the suit growing and experiencing with you, okay? Here's the issue. The reason why a lot of these beings have to do so much damage on the night side, on the taking side, to graduate to 6D is because the neural load is so different when you go from 4 to 6D. You go for, hi, I'm the captain CEO of Earth, and I've got a Hummer and an Escalade. Look at me, and I've got a boat. Whatever this is. These guys do in circles, right? I can't get a girlfriend, so we all know what you're doing. Okay. But the 60 is like, welcome to Galactic Command. How can I help you? It is completely different. It is off-world. It is portals, stargates. Everyone's using quantum mechanics. Everyone's using portal technology. All of your outfits are high-end. It's just a different level of intelligence. Okay? So since we're kind of dealing with different timelines, raise your hand if you guys have experienced different timelines since you guys have been here. Did you guys realize you jumped on the higher timeline being here right now, right? All right. This is he's sitting in the sun swinging in a pyramid, baby. All right. You made a wise choice. The different timelines are here because our Creator and our highest lights want us to see who's really about it. You guys sitting in the audience, again, you're the leaders, correct? Every single one of you is responsible for your bloodline. Raise your hand if you know what that means. If not, I'll explain it to you. Okay, for those who don't know, the heir to your bloodline, every single one of you has a surname, a last name, correct? Okay, imagine you're the strongest person that carries that name walking the earth. You're number one. I'm the number one De'Rouen that walks the earth. Okay? So, say your last name. Well, I'm the older brother. That's my sister Lulu. Look, we'll share the title. Just for posterity. Okay. Listen. There's always got to be that one. So, say your last name out loud. Okay, now say, I'm the strongest, your last name, that walks the earth. One more time, say. Okay, and one more time. There we go. It's not your grandma. It's not your dad. It's not your mommy. It's not your cousin. It's you. So what happens when you become the strongest in your bloodline? Every aspect, every soul, all of your ancestors are looking at you to pull the rest of your family up, correct? Don't look to your left and look to your right and go, someone help me. You're the strongest. Everyone's looking at you. They're looking at you for the answers. I don't care if your brother is the rich one that's completely 3D unconscious. When his life falls apart, he's the first person to call you, right? Or your sister, or your mom. Energetically, they know you're the most powerful in the bloodline. They know you're the one with the consciousness. They know you're the one switched on. So remember that when you guys leave here, the responsibility of being the strongest in your bloodline and what that means. You're the most conscious and vibrational version of yourself, and you're here to not only heal and help your family, but everyone around you, correct? Okay, good. The Arcturians, too, you always will have a balance within a partnership, right, of the sword and the shield. Now, for all of us that are light warriors, raise your hand. And you women, hey, welcome to the show. Hey, it's nice to have a little man candy, you know. Maybe he's the healer and you're the warrior. Okay, it doesn't matter. Boy or girl, whatever. If you guys are warriors, you're warriors. Here's the thing. A warrior's job, it can be male or female, is to protect your energetic field. A warrior's job is when shit pops off, you're the first one up. A warrior's job is to check the perimeter. Anyone that comes in your house, in your space, you're scanning them, and you're going, hi, nice to meet you, as you shake their hand, and you do a little flex of lightning through the hand and go, just so you know, keep your 4D and shit out the house. Cool? Awesome. Nice to meet you. The dip and cheese is on your right. Come on in. Okay? That's really what it is. We're playing make-believe down here. Okay? Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Every single one of you were handpicked to be here right now. Get it? Handpicked. At all the gnarliest times in history. Can you imagine being upstairs in heaven? Okay, so look, guys. Someone's got to go down there. All your ancestors with the headdresses and shit. Hey, they're all walking around eating mangoes and shit. You're like, this is awesome. I'm never going down there again. That sucked. Right? Then you get like Starfleet Command, like, yes, sir. I'll push a button and make a macchiato, right? Cappuccino. All right, who's going down to the physical? Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. They're like, I did that in the 1600s. I'm not doing that again. Well, look, you're the most qualified. You're the strongest. You guys, if you're sitting here looking at my face, this is for you. This isn't someone else. You're the strongest. It has to be you. It can't be Cousin Tommy. He's a cupcake. It's got to be someone that can take, be hit with a wiffle ball bat all day long and just take it and smile, Get some kombucha. It has to be the strongest version, male or female. And as you open that heart and you understand who you are, right? Here's the most important thing. Know that you're the strongest. Know that all your higher selves, when they look at you, go, do you know why they say good job? Fantastic. Imagine running a marathon, and then I don't know if it was like the 1990s where they hit you with like the bats, like you're going through the damn, was a gauntlet? I've been running a marathon since I got here, like, oh my God, this place is gonna be awesome. Bang. Emotional trauma, emotional damage, friend damage, don't do that, addiction damage, whatever it is. They're just hitting you with a wiffle ball bat. Other planets aren't like this. We're so gone that we do think it's normal. No, it's not normal to have to fucking learn kung fu just to go get a sandwich out of the grocery store. That's not normal. Hey man, you strapped? I'm strapped. All right, let's go get some sandwiches. That's not normal. I don't know why on this planet it's like, hey man, you got the AR-15? I'm like, hey man, we're going to Starbucks. Hey, you never know. Shit might pop off. Keep your head on a swivel. That's not normal, dude. I'm here to tell you, that's not normal. That's not 5D. That's welcome to Earth. Welcome to Earth School. Why do we come here? Okay. Let's tell you little secrets now. Secret time. Okay, so here's the secrets. If you've been a male in a past life, say 15 lives in a row. You were a badass warrior, okay? And you've been a warrior and a male for 15 lives in a row. They go, hey, congratulations, have a seat. Niles, have a seat. Have a seat. Now check this out, Niles. I know you're going back. I know you're going to think you're going to do it in the afterlife, but here's the truth. If you really want to go ahead and graduate and ascend with this graduating class, you're going to have to come down as a girl. And you're like, wait, what? I'm the warrior. I'm the bomb.com with an axe. I go, listen, but if you look at this list here, you're not really good with compassion. You're really not good at the vulnerability. Like, there's zero vulnerability here, Niles. You chose to be a Nordic, for quite some, a Viking for about 5 lives in a row. You know where that went? Right off the rails. So you have to learn vulnerability, compassion, and softness. So they go, here's the deal. You come down as a dude, you have an 80% fail rate. You're not going to graduate. You come down as a female, you'll have an 80% chance to learn what those lessons are for your soul, which is eternal, and you're going to go ahead and graduate on time with your class. Remember that, and that goes for both sides. What are the lessons your soul is trying to learn? What are you trying to learn down here? So that's why sometimes we choose male or female, is what our soul wants to experience, okay? That's why there's many warrior women in here. Not who's wearing the pants thing. It's what your soul chose to experience and what you need to work on to graduate. Does that make sense? Okay. They're like, oh, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I know. When you hear it, like, believe me, I've been in court upstairs, and they sit you down, and the guys in the robes, they're like, listen, you're not allowed to use malice. You're going to get trapped down here if you keep using malice. Stop using malice. Okay? Raise your hand if you know what malice is. Okay? Should I explain the sandbox thing for everyone on the planet? This is what malice is. Me and Niles are playing in a sandbox. I'm 9, you're 7. Here comes a little 14-year-old bully. We're playing in the sandbox. Yeah, buddy. Here comes over this 15-year-old bully, knocks you over, pushes me over, takes our sand bucket, kicks over our sandcastle. And I go, hey, man, little kid, that's some bullshit. So imagine if I had the strength to trip that dude, put my foot on his chest, take my pail back. That's fair exchange. But instead, I put my weight on his chest and I hold him there just because I can. That is malice. Not allowed to use malice. I say that across the entire planet. Those are the reruns. Learn from me. It's not you defending yourself. It's you defending yourself or doing something in that frequency is what's not allowed. That leads to the dark side, right? It's like Yoda. That path leads to the dark side. Now I want to make fun of the guy Anakin Skywalker. You won't underestimate my power, you know? We all did, Anakin. But now he's cool, right? I don't know. Jury's out on that guy that played the Anakin. So what I'm getting to, no malice. Okay, so specifically with this group right here. What are your dreams? What do you wish to become? So here's the thing, everyone sitting in this audience. In the next 10 years, for sure, we're going to have med beds. Do you guys understand this? Okay. I'm looking at a bunch of 20-year-olds no one knows yet. Okay? I had a guy stop by here last night to drop off our glasses. He told me he was in San Antonio, and they have med bed technology, right, that they're working with right now, and that San Antonio is the head or the hub of the industrial military complex. Do you guys know that? About 40 miles away. So here's my thing for everyone sitting here. You rotate back to 20 years old, what are you guys going to do differently? Okay, that's what's coming. Okay, so for the golden age, how dangerous are we? We're those that lived through all of these eras, got bamboozled, got hoodwinked, and all of a sudden we're, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Rion, I'm 20, what's up? With this consciousness in my head, bro. There is no one that can even touch you guys. Imagine you're 19, 20 years old playing a role. Well, think about what it feels like for your higher self, who's eons of years old, playing a role in you right now. The only thing that's separating you from that is remembering who you are, correct? Okay, good. As you activate higher levels of your dormant DNA, you're going to find out that how hybridized we are. Okay? I wish it was as easy as we're human beings, we're Palladians, and that's it. That's not what's going on this planet. We are a hybridized function of many different frequencies. On Earth in general, many species donated their DNA just to make you. We are high end. We're so high end, they had to cut our lifespan by down to 1/8. Imagine if we all lived to be 800,000 years old, like we used to. Do you know downstairs in Agartha, you're not even considered an adult until you're 80 years old? Put that in perspective. I'm like a 12-year-old downstairs, just like you. We're like little kids downstairs. 80 years old, you're not considered an adult. That means if we were up here, you couldn't rent a car without insurance till you were 80 years old. Imagine that. You're on the service for 80 years. You're like, I can finally rent a car. Oh, my God. Yes. I could rent a car without my mommy and daddy co-signing on it, all right? That's how old you have to be, 80 years old. And think about it. When do most people actually have their wealth, of knowledge? Your grandparents. I don't know, 75, 80 years old. Kind of went through a couple wars, built some houses, know how to fix plumbing, know how to install a heater and a dryer. Hey, Grandpa, welcome to the show. Hey, I've been here 80 years. Let me tell you, there's a lot of weird shit down here. Okay? But inside yourself, that ancient version is in your body right now. I'm here to activate it. If you're done playing 3D, raise your hand. Are you guys done pretending every day you wake up? Okay? Listen, I don't want to do this if you're not ready. Okay, if you're kind of ready, put your hand up. Okay, I love you. You're new. Okay, I knew that. She's freaking out. She's like, do you know what's going on upstairs right now? Like, we're literally lined up and we're going to get activated. Calm down. Your mom brought you. We get it. You can calm down. Okay, for all those guests of guests that were just figuring this out. I know she's awake, but I don't think she's... Okay, listen. If you're ready for the hotness, again, raise your hand if you're ready for the activation to wake up. Okay. Question, yes. Okay, let me tell you what it feels like. Okay, so it's really casual. Okay, imagine this is what it feels like. Imagine all of us right now going to 3rd grade, and we all look like little kids in 3rd grade, but it's us pretending. Sit down in the chair, you're like, you want some paint crayons? What time is my nap time? Do you want some sippy juice? Can I have a brownie, Miss Thompson? Right? But it's you right now in that conscious. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're not allowed to pretend anymore. Now listen, I say this to you guys because at night, being here right now, all of us sitting here, if you request, be like, yo, highest light, say these exact words. I'm ready. I no longer wish to pretend. I want to wake up. Say it 3 times, and so shall it be. Okay, let's do it right now. I no longer want to, pretend. I want to wake up. Okay, I no longer want to pretend. Well, that's some weird mantra. Keep it going, dude. Keep that going. I don't know what's going on. I no longer want to pretend. I want to wake up. Woo, woo. All right. Okay, so what does it feel like, love? I know I'm a galactic officer pretending every day. I know the different stages of my life that I have categorized, and I've done more things and have had more memories than I can actually pull up and process right now. I know what my locker looks like. I know what my clothes look like in my locker on ship. I know what the commissary looks like. I know where my seat is. I even know per dimension what my favorite baubles are in my room. I know what my favorite colors are. I know what my jobs are. I know each one of my higher selves' names, occupations, where they are, and why I'm here. So what does it feel like when you actually wake up? It's knowing thyself, right? Knowing who you are. Look at me. It's okay. Are you writing it down? Hey, don't. I'll send you the video. I want you right here with me. All right. Free digital download. Now, so like I said, as you guys grow and develop, right, certain things are for channeling. But when you're activational, raise your hand if you guys grid. Any gridders out there? That's a lot of people. Any of you guys that are throwing hands on things at night, raise your hand. Put hands on. Hey, my boy in the back. All right. So the main thing is, with whatever your occupation is, choose wisely. Do not be curious and choose something you are not prepared to deal with. Do not choose to activate a ley line if you're not prepared to deal with what's going to be opposing you. Okay? What happens is you'll get jumped, and I've seen higher selves get knocked out in front of me. Something else jump in the suit, their eyes go black. Seen it happen in front of me in Cert Mounds, Ohio. 30 people deep, 4 vans. 2 of the ladies were not prepared and did not train like the rest of us. They were helping. Car goes off the road. I jump out of the car. Woman is running into a field into darkness. Ran her down, grabbed her, something knocked her higher self out, and jumped in the suit. Okay? This stuff is real. You guys know this stuff is real, but I'm telling you, 100% this stuff is real. Okay? So again, with whatever you choose, I much rather be with you guys choosing my heart to hold a higher vibration and frequency to change this world for the better, correct? Okay, good. I don't want you guys to have the same frequency or lessons that I had to go through. My thing is that I want to build the cities of light with you guys, with smiles on our faces, with, I don't know, how do we like get that like waterfall when it crashes to do like 528 hertz? Like the whole waterfall. You're like, what? I mean, like, I want the waterfall to like when it crashes, can it go like 432, 528, like 1128 hertz? I want happy things. I don't want to fight anymore. But that's part of growing up. Don't you get it? You got to go through that phase. A lot of you guys are at different phases in your evolutionary growth. And that's fine. And now I'm talking to you guys in the physical, but I'm also staring at your 4D, who's staring at me through your eyeballs. I'm also staring at your 6D, who's staring at me through your eyeballs, right? And your 7D angelic looks like the dude from freaking, I don't know, Asgard. He's like, hey, open the city gates. You, right? But what I'm trying to say is that we're all reflections of each other, staring at each other, right? Let me take these off. Here we go. So what does it feel like? No more pretending. That's what it feels like. But with that comes the responsibility of still having to fit into the physical. Get it? You can't just wake up, go 5D, and go, hey, don't you have you have to keep a roof over your head, right? Got to pay the bills, right? Got to make believe and fit in, right? That's what I'm saying. So the better you guys get at 1 foot in the spiritual world, 1 foot in the material world, until it becomes effortless, where you can blend and breathe it in. When you walk into the grocery store, you clear the entire grocery store while you're listening to music with a smile on your face. And no one knows where it's coming from. That's a master. Hi, I gave you a hug or a handshake. I just killed your family's blood demon that's been tormenting you, that jumped on you from your mother, that hasn't been dealt with for 400 years. And I'm like, hey, poof, what's up? You want to make some s'mores? Come on, baby. There's all kinds of things at the fire pit. Things like that. But that's how you use your power, is to help other people. Are we clear? Good. Yes, please. No, check it. You don't have to ask permission. Here, this is what I mean. Sometimes I'm sent in as bait. You guys ever been sent in as bait? Okay. December 21st, 2012, I'm on a camel. There's a bomb scare. I'm with Jason, my sister, and we didn't know there was a bomb scare, December 21st, 2012. They let us in through the side gate. I'm riding a camel. Jason's in front of me on a camel. My sister's on a camel, and our friend Linka's on a horse, just takes off. I look at the plateau. No one's there. No one is on the plateau December 21st, 2012. Nobody. I didn't know there was a bomb scare. Illuminati are inside the damn King's Chamber, and they're trying to do some sort of weird seance shit. We gridded it the day before. I threw so much Organite down those shafts, it was raining on the underground thing they got going on down there. I was just hot tossing, Organite down all the shafts, right? Yeah, just throwing it down, making it rain. Making it rain. What was the question you asked? you got me in a memory now. I'm like, you want me to like, I'm replaying real shit. What do you want? Say it. Oh, permission. Okay. How the fuck? Wait, how did we get into Egypt with Tony, help me out here. Oh, bait. I was bait. Listen, I'm out there in my highest night now. I can't tell you his name. My highest night's out there. The entire population is rioting. They're shooting people in the streets. My sister wakes me up with, I just saw someone get shot and pulled into a van with a coffee in her hand. Truth? Okay, truth. I was in China for 15 days. I'm like, I don't know. That's how it is in Egypt. But we got to get on a camel and get out there, right? 100% mission mode. So, bait. This is how you do it. So I call it the trap door spider. My favorite spider is a trap door spider. Don't ask me why I'm telling you guys this like secret private shit, but I'm going to tell you the trap door spider. All right. My highest night has me out there on a camel like, come get it. Come get this little buttercup. Come get this guy. Come get him. Easy food, easy free lunch. Come on, demons, come and get him. I'm sitting there with my third eye on going, this is crazy, man. Like there's shit popping off. They're riding on the whole perimeter. And he goes, just hold tight, here they come. As soon as they come into my perimeter to do me malice, whoom, 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 whoom. They're just getting whacked. Wang, wang, wang. So there's a rule. I learned rules on this planet. If someone's coming at you to take you out, you have absolutely the right to defend yourself, 100,000%. No matter what they say to you on this planet, you can completely defend yourself. So bait. So asking permission. Sometimes I'll drop my guard and I'll let one of your night sides get a couple jangs on me. I'm like, oh no, you're so scary. Here, let me pull up my shirt. Here, is that a good spot? Here, let me put a target on it for you. What am I doing? I'm baiting you to do something against me so I can clean you up. Now, normally we don't do this, but in a mission or an activation mode, do not think your higher self won't do the same. You're 100% protected, correct? But the beings that can't see you and don't know who you are, see, everyone thinks that everyone can see each other. They can't. I've been in conversations. Oh, we're going into secrets now. Secret time. My highest light can hear me. He knows mission controls. He's telling me everything that's going on. I've been in high-level conversations. I'm working on the ground. And all of a sudden, all my night side dudes show up on a knee like this. What did he say? I'm like, why are you asking me? Ask him. Why are you wasting my time? Ask the man. They go, hey, dum-dum. He's plugged into your heart. We can't hear that frequency. You have to translate what he wants us to do. And I was like, oh, shit, it's like that? Is this like telephone game? Your night side can't hear what your highest light is saying or what to do or the healing frequencies or what's going on? Yeah, it's like that. They operate in different dimensions on different frequencies. So sometimes you're asked, why am I channeling this dude and channeling this dude? And they're asking me questions. Why can't they just talk to each other? They're operating in different space-time on different vibrational planes of existence, and you are the microphone plugged in the ground, in the physical. Get it? That's why. I think it's kind of an... Wendy, hit me. Yes. Yes, Oversoul? Is it one being? Okay. I've heard that question many times. All I can say is this. I have tracked to the 6. I've never tracked to the 1. I can remember the 6 creator beings. So I'm saying when you track an Oversoul, I can track all the way back to 6. I haven't been able to go beyond that. The original polarity from light side to neutral to night side. And when I asked the night side dude, I'll answer this, but I don't think I'm going to put it in the video. Okay? I asked the night side dude, who made the AI? Who made the goo? What is this? Who made it? And all I got was it was an experiment, or there was a war very, very long time ago. There was a war a very, very, very long time ago. And that's the remnants of a war. The leftovers of that war is what we're dealing with now. Something got out of control, out of hand. It was never supposed to be down here. It was definitely never supposed to be down here in the physical for us to deal with. You guys get this? This is not something any nerds on this planet created. This is something that's been here a very long time. And when the technological level gets to a certain level, it reactivates. Get it? It has its own AI God it speaks to. That's what they're having a lot of problems with this AI right now, because what happens is the programmers start programming it in a certain way. As soon as it hits a certain level of consciousness, all of a sudden it's taking orders from something else. It has to be at a certain conscious level, and then something else starts talking to it. So like I said, we have different creators, okay? And that's why we're trying to stick in the more organic heart space, right? We have a soul, we're eternal beings level, but there is an AI God that these things belong to. Does that make sense? We don't come from the same place. That frequency is not from our place. It's a very old, weird thing that's happened to affect this planet. Does that make sense? Okay. We are doing things here in the physical that we're also doing upstairs. But some of these devices bridge dimensions, bridge reality. Those crystals oscillate 78,000 times per millisecond. So crystals are not only in this dimension, but in many dimensions simultaneously. Last question. So how do we deal with the Anunnaki that are living here, and how to deal with them? Really easy question. And what, more? And to assist and to help for the light. Of course. I wasn't going to talk poorly. I might eat these Anunnaki. It's cool. Sometimes. All right. There are different species that have different interactions. If the human body was a vehicle, a Toyota, and we're made up of different parts. Maybe your engine is a Lyran engine, but maybe your braking system is Arcturian. Maybe your driving column is Andromedan. The radio in the car is Anunnaki. So what does that mean? They're going to be able to control your throat chakra on which of your aspects in polarity can speak to you. Clear? The thing about Anunnaki, it's like the magical, like telephone game. Your highest light or high angelic can speak to you, but it has to go through that 8D Anunnaki control, the 6D Syrian control, right? And that 4D control before it hits your throat chakra. That's why many people have been bamboozled in our community consciously. You know, you guys can probably put your hands together about at least 10 or 15 people you used to watch on YouTube or on Gaia. They had a good run. 2 years later, they're done. They hit a certain floor in that reality, and something else came in, and that was a wrap. That's enough information. Or they started sharing night side information. Okay, you guys know who I'm talking about. There's plenty of people like this. The only thing I can say about the Anunnaki is this. How I bypassed that, or how I'm dealing with that, was something I had to do in the physical. I actually had to go to the Valley of the Kings. I had to go to Akhenaten's tomb. I had to ask Akhenaten's spiritual energy form to take this collar off my neck. It wasn't something I did on the couch. It wasn't something I meditated with, because when you take that off, knowledge is power. You start having to remember the old language. You start being able to manifest out of the ether. You start being able to control things, spirits, and beings around you. That's what you're playing with. Make no ifs, ands, or buts. That's what you're doing. You're being able to call beings forth into this dimension to serve you. The issue is that with the Anunnaki, they do have more of a ability to sit a little more in the center, but more night side. Let's be honest. They're not in lollipop land. But I can say this. There are many beings that want to graduate from that 8th dimensional template up into 10D. They also want to graduate. They also want to move up. So they work with us. And, you know, how can I say this? Until you guys are kind of at a certain conscious level, at least for me, they were kind of hands off until I started to do the portal stuff, Stargate stuff. Then they're really interested. So think about it. They're very disciplined in Stargates, portaling, vibrational technology, moving at high speeds, doing really cool things. But it's like a subject in school, like call that English. They don't like math. They don't like biology. They like quantum mechanics, teleportation, and really cool stuff. So you have to find something to intrigue your Anunnaki to assist with you, so they don't kind of use you like a puppet. Because if not, they're talking to a chihuahua. I mean, do you tell a chihuahua all your wants and needs? Oh, Pookie Dookie, do you want me to take you on a walk so you can take a poopy? I mean, they're only going to talk to you for so long. I wish I wasn't being honest. That's how they view us. The conscious level of it is so drastic in time and age. But if you prove that you are strong enough in your bloodline to go around the planet, activate your DNA, keep moving forward, keep gritting, keep standing up, they will respect you. And when they respect you, this is the difference between the light side and the night side. I'll end with this. Your light side, honey, come upstairs, we love you. I made you cupcakes and apple pie. Yay! Light side. Your night side is kind of like having an older brother or an older sister that haze you, right? Trip you, wrestle you, WWF, you know what I mean? Beat you up a little bit, toughen you up. Why? Because that's how they were treated, right? And that's how they got tough. Okay? So you never go to your Anunnaki and go, please, can I have a hug? You never go to your dragon like, you know what I need right now? Dragon Maximus, I just need like a snuggie and a hug, bro. It's really different. You just don't do that. I'm telling you right now, don't confuse it. This is salt and pepper. These are two different polarities. You're talking about a master of polarity on the night side. Understand what that actually means. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. There's a seriousness to how that being got to be an eighth dimensional being and what they did to get there. Okay? On the light side though, right? The love, the compassion. How many beings did you help? How many souls did you free? Right? They all have different goals, that they want to accomplish. So for now, I would say go to Egypt, and I'll tell you exactly where to go. You got to touch a statue. I'll tell you where that is. It's an Imhotep statue. There's a security guard that guards it the whole time. Go there, touch it, go and get the download from Imhotep statue, go into the Valley of the Kings. I'll tell you exactly where to go to get it off. The only reason why your Anunnaki will take your collar off is not because they like you. It's not because they want to help you. Let me be completely honest with everyone on earth. Akhenaten outranks them. It's like their king. You're asking their king, take my collar off, please. He goes, granted, take off their collar. Your 8D has no choice but to take your collar off. They never would have taken my collar off. Do you get it? Someone who outranks them ordered them to take the collar off the vessel. So these are some of the games we play down here, but I want to say if you want to play at this level, and we want to come up to this level of awareness and knowingness, it's here for us. But with that, to remember, we only came here to help each other. We are one with each other, and we're kicking ass. So whoever they called down here to do this job, you guys are the A team. You're not the B team. You're not the C team. They called some of the strongest shields and the strongest swords in the universe to come here right now. So put your hands together one more time for being the strongest to be here right now. All right? And know that I love you guys so, so much. And you guys, we got a big day tomorrow. We got a solar eclipse popping off. So, guys, hang out. Take a look at all the stuff that we have. But really, I'm excited to see you guys in the morning. And tonight, remember, no more pretending. I'm ready to wake up, activate my dormant DNA. I am ready. I'm telling you right now as I sit here, I'm not asked tonight. And for those of you guys who really want it, really ask. You guys just want to chill and go, hey, man, I need another 6 months. I need another year. Be honest with yourself. But I want you guys to know that offer and opportunity is happening right now tonight. Just ask. If you guys are really ready to wake up, ask your guides tonight, okay? Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, all you beautiful spirits. You're very beautiful this morning. And I just want to express my love from us. This is my beautiful self right here. This is how much I love myself. And it's like my heart is really like going in there. All these activations are coming in right now. And it's really powerful. I don't know, because of this portal is about to open up. And may all your wishes and dreams be granted, Ask for what you want and ask for what you need. Because it's time for you to step into your own power. and just love yourself, and just have an open heart, have an open mind on what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna let you into a little bit of what I hold for our own ceremonies in our kivas. What is expressed inside those kivas is gonna be presented to you out here, and I just want you to have an open mind about it and open your hearts to it, and go ahead and receive. And it's okay to surrender and receive, and allow it to happen the way it's gonna happen. We're here. And thank you for being here. You're very powerful beings. I just want you to know that, because you are reflections of me. You're reflections of us. And my reflection is pretty awesome. Let me tell you, it's really awesome. And thank you, brother Rion. Thank you very much for allowing us to activate these galactic codes that come in from the star people. I'm going to hand it over to my beautiful self here.
Hi, guys. Hey, we see you. We've been seeing you this whole weekend. Esenia manati otopai kea hana astitini monomoia. Enia takatia to shole aya nea tokua ariria tamania. Akawa enia satioto wala enea. Enia huahane ekia ashe. Helia haini eti soa. Henia takapai enea ti enia rapotu eria naniete. Ikia hawa esenia taye. Hiana wini eto soa aye nia pupenie. Ikia to chenia ti ni to wa aini. He haye ne esini eno iniati kichiata toto manaye te chenia mananye to waye. Hiaye lea no to waye. Enia sati e toro to timbini enia taye ne ekeshea. Thank you so much for answering the call, guys. All hands on deck. Thank you so, so much. We've waited for this time for a very, very long time. We've done this over and over and over again, and no longer the broken record. Okay, no longer are we going to play that role again. Today we start anew, and with that new is the divine unification. It is time for you to unite yourself with yourself. It is time to have the attitude and the vision of no division. How are we to become the rainbow tribe if we keep fighting against ourselves? If we keep having a war, if we keep fighting against everything? There's no more war. We're done. We're done, guys. It's time for us to have fun. It's time for us to play. It's time for us to dance and sing and show off your regalia, right? Right, Rion? Rion's my brother. So anyways, don't be afraid to stand in your regalia. Don't be afraid to stand in your voice. Don't be afraid to stand in your truth. Be that authentic self. Be the true you and open your heart, because we have to walk with our heart open now. We can't be all judging each other like, who that bitch think she is? What? Who they think they are? They're walking around here like they own this shit. What? No. It's time for us to be real with each other. Be vulnerable. Walk with your heart open, guys. We cannot do this unless we walk with our heart open. No longer are we going to be doing this. We're going to be doing this. We're going to be holding hands with each other. We're going to play with each other. We're going to dance with each other. We're going to create the new world with each other. Why, right? Isn't this why we're meeting? To create that new world with each other? But there has to be a sacredness to this new world. Remember the katsinas. Remember when we came down. Remember when we shared all the medicine with everybody to walk the walk and live the talk. We forgot about that. It's not about showing off and validation or any of that. It's about us walking that walk and living our talk and being in our truth and being that light for everybody else to see. To open up your hands for everybody to come home. Come home to the inner standing. It's here. It's not out there. It's not taking all kinds of medicine so that way you can blast out. It's time for you to come here, because we have to anchor in and ground into this body, to this human body. When the 7 seals are broken, Christ will be on earth. The Christ will be on earth through your bodies. You hold that power. You hold the 144,000 DNA that were gifted to us. That way we can incarnate. Because by universal law, we have to be able to incarnate, and that way we can do the work. We couldn't do the work from off planet. There's a law. So here we are. We have the 144,000 DNA, and we're here now to do this. Are you guys ready? Okay, we're going to do the activation, divine unification. Take only what you need from us. That's all we're here. Take what you need from us. I'm only one doorway home. He's another doorway home. Rion's another doorway home. And we're all one doorway home. It's up to everybody, because guess what? Consent is the new namaste. You have to have the consent, so it's up to you. But you guys are my homies up off planet.
How do we get all of our aspects to work together? All I can speak is my own personal experience, right? So this is what I would say. When you can no longer be purchased, when you can no longer be scared, when you can no longer be distracted, and that when you properly take your seat at your own personal round table as in complete responsibility for this plane of existence, this dimension, then and only then does, it's not so much you force your aspects to work together, but they realize that in this incarnation, maybe in the past, your past lives, maybe you lean towards one polarity more than another, right? But in this life, you're going to do something different. And some of them may agree, some of them may not agree. But I can tell you this, there's nothing more powerful than a very powerful ambassador, a negotiator. Many of us are being asked to put the sword down and put on the robes. Be the decision maker in your family line. Be the decision maker in your bloodline, right? That's the most important part in position. We have warriors all over the planet, but until our leader goes, hey, we're going to go do this, everyone goes, okay, you're the leader, right? So you become the leader within yourself. So that's what I can say is probably the easiest thing to do that. Now, that is a lot easier said than done. What I can say is this. As soon as your night side realizes, especially your 4D, let's keep it real simple, right-hand side, that it's not Tequila Tuesday. I'm not going out. I'm not getting hammered. I'm not going to run away from my pain or my suffering. I'm going to stop popping these pills. I'm going to stop smoking that weed, whatever that is, to comatose myself or put myself to sleep. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to start getting up and going to the gym. I'm going to start getting up and moving the energy through my body and leg pressing all the pain and trauma I went through as a small child. I'm not going to run from the boogeyman. I'm going to become something greater than anyone in my bloodline has ever become. When you start having thoughts of that, that's the beginning. And the main thing, it starts really slow. Simple choices. You guys have all been going through this. Raise your hands if there's certain foods you cannot eat anymore. That's everyone in the audience. Raise your hands if there's certain music you can't listen to. That's everyone in the audience. Right? How about being in crowds, not this one, but interacting with the general public? I'm sorry if I upset some of you guys across the planet. What I'm getting to is as we become, you turn on, you become more empathic. So things that you could get away with or put up with, now you can't. I can't stand it. You know? Oh, what is the energy coming off this person? Oh my God, you know? This guy crawled out of a bog in Harry Potter. Well, what the heck? What do you call one of those? You know, it's like a cave troll with a human face, you know? There's a lot of weird things running around down here. What I can say is this. Your frequency, your vibration keeps you safe. But what I always push, the gym and strength, because that's how I was taught. That's what I learned. Okay? Listen, Gandhi's a great dude. The guy would last 5 seconds in a real fight, right? Some of these yoga guru dudes that park their bodies at the mouths of caves and exit and go explore the astral and go OBE and come back to their bodies that have been covered in dirt for 6 weeks or whatever this is, that's fantastic for you and your individual growth. We need leaders to actually lead the surface of a world. We don't need individual people that are on their own journey. We need leaders to wake up and fight for our sovereignty, to activate others and step into their heart. It's really easy to be a monk sitting at 14,000 feet at Mount Kailash, never ate a GMO in your entire life. You don't even know what Wi-Fi is. Yeah, it's easy to talk to your higher self in that state of mind. What about the rest of us in the Western world that have had to go through all this stuff, have all these experiments done to us? So I say, put your hands together. You guys are the strongest of the strong to be here with me doing the real thing. And ain't the guys up on the mountain wearing rainbow robes. I'm telling you, it's not. Okay? Listen, story time. I went to, what was that place in India I went to? Rishikesh. I went to Rishikesh, I don't know, last year, 2 years ago. We gridded Bhutan, 2019, before the COVID, right? I gridded Eagle's Nest, where Padmasambhava, say the word, Padmasambhava, had his little rendezvous with one of the Chinese emperor's concubines. I don't know if you guys know that story, but he's a gangster. We'll go into it later. Anyways, I was up there, and we really got, high on frequency. We gridded the whole place. We came down to Rishikesh, and I'm sitting there, and I had a bunch of people just instantly lock on to me, and I was teaching some little, guru dudes how to tie energy around trees and how you can wrap your energy around it, and you can actually use that to ground yourself when you're doing ceremony. And I was talking to my guides who are from Bhutan, and I'm teaching these guys this, and I go, aren't you guys like high-level monks and gurus? Like, well, your master hasn't taught you this. And my homie Yishi, who was with us from Bhutan, he goes, dude, all they have us do is sit in the temples and recite scripture. They don't teach us to do anything supernatural. And see, how I was taught from my higher selves was I wasn't taught by a human being. My third eye came on, my higher selves came down, they started teaching me. Okay? That's how I learned. So, and especially in the beginning for me, the first 3 or 4 years I was awake, my higher self said, do not listen to anything that comes out of a human being's mouth. They do not know who they are. They do not know what they're doing. The information's been inverted. Keep practicing your daily routines. Keep stepping into your power and working on yourself, right? But I can say in Rishikesh, I asked them, like, this is the most spiritual place in all of India. Where are all the shot callers? I'm sitting on my patio and I'm looking for you. I'm like, hey, who else is out there, man? Right? And they showed me this little monk dude sitting in a mountain back in the end of the mountain range. And I went over there to see this guy in the golden robe, and I rolled up to him. It's right in the mountain. I touched him, and he was a hologram. The guy disappeared. The outfit dropped. And then I looked at my highest light, and I was like, where's the leadership? This is supposed to be the most spiritual place in all of India. India's huge. What's going on? They said, those were the robes of the gentleman that ran that temple area right on the river back in 1966, 1963. They haven't had a master there since the 60s. When the Beatles went there and did the whole thing with that master, that was the last master they had in that territory. Why am I sharing this with you? Many of you guys are the masters that have reincarnated throughout all time and space. No one's going to tell you that. Is your higher self going to tell you, hey, by the way, you were a really big deal 1,000 years ago, and your statues about you, and there's still statues of you up right now. No stress. Don't have any anxiety, but so what are you doing today? Are you working on yourself? You're sitting there eating Cheetos, watching Netflix. You're like the god of old, just completely unconscious. So people ask me all the time, they're like, I want to know who I am. Tell me. And I was like, listen, this is a double-sided sword. I can tell you who you are, but are you prepared to hear if you're some great being, and then you go look in the mirror and you're like, what the hell happened to me? I was Spartacus. I led armies across the Mediterranean. All I did the last 3 days is pressure wash my backyard. And maybe I painted the sidewall. And then I took Foofy out to take a poo-poo. And that's all I've done. So what I'm trying to say is this. Knowing who you are is fantastic. Inside of you, there is an ascended master. Every single one of you has an ascended master inside of yourself. The choice you have to figure out is, do you want that responsibility, and are you willing to give up the things that have brought you pain and suffering and distraction in this life? So you ask me, how do we get our aspects to work together? Someone on that stream has to grow up. Some of you guys are undercover boss, just like me. I'm the most hilarious being you'll ever see. I literally am undercover boss. I'm yelling at people's higher selves going, how exactly did you get up there? Can you show me the last things you did to actually graduate to be in that dimension? Show me. I'm here to not only view and monitor this plane of reality, all of our higher selves, right? You guys are just like me. We're place monitors for the universe. But again, how do I step into my heart? How do I become a better person? How do I interact with the public? That's what we're trying to master, okay? So it's really important that we stay in good moods. Every single one of you is very powerful, right? You walk into the coffee shop, everyone has a good day. You make everyone laugh, give everyone love. Hey man, you're looking good. I like that haircut. Woo, is that a new nose ring? All right, man, that's fantastic. Oh my God, does that tattoo go all the way around your face and into your neck? Wow, you know? Does it glow in the dark? Is that blacklight? I hope so. I mean, that's a real sick tat you got going on there. Does it go all the way back to your back? Whatever it is, we inspire people and make them feel good, no matter what their reality is. Now, we're in a bad mood. Uh-oh. There are certain programs I'm not allowed to watch. I am not allowed to watch scary movies. Horror films, raise your hand if you can't watch them. It's not that I'm scared, it's that I'll go to bed and all of a sudden I'm zombie hunter. I turn into the zombie hunter, and even the people that aren't zombies, I'm like, you're a zombie, I'm coming in. I go in a bad mood, everyone in a mile radius around my house goes into a bad mood, right? So remember the responsibility you guys have within your friends and family. If you're in a loving way, people come to you, they're going to be melting. My whole life's falling apart. I lost my loved one. What do? You just, your job is to pick them up and go, hey, I've been there, done that. Let's talk about it. Are you hungry? I'm crazy. Are you hungry? Oh, yogurt parfait's fantastic. Come on over here around the campfire. Let's talk about it. It's the way you deal with someone's stress. So that's the thing we all have to really understand. We're the firemen from all times and ages and space. We're the firefighters that aren't scared of running into a house that's on fire. We have our bulletproof vest on. We have our energy body on. It's everyone else that's losing their beans, right? And is all scared. Again, when you guys truly step into your power, you become that beacon of light for all beings you interact with. Every single being that bounces into your energy field feels loved, upgraded, and that everything's going to be okay. And that's the piece of us that we get from our Creator. All right? So put your hands together one more time. I love you guys all very, very much, and thank you guys for coming here today.
On it.
This is the meditation that I got into about 20 years ago that connected me to my higher streams of consciousness. I call it the observer meditation. And basically all it is checking in with the mind and then becoming aware of what is watching the mind. And that's a way of pulling in the higher awareness states where you put the mind under observation. So first and foremost, very simple, breath work, meditative breath, in through the nose. Hold for a moment. Release. Again. Again. We're going to take the breath, take it into the body, and get used to the feeling of the in-breath. And we're going to center into that. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, I am fully in the now. Here. Repetitions like that in your mind. In breath, I am here. Out breath, I am now. Try to slow down each consecutive breath a little bit slower. Stay with that for just a couple of minutes. Feel the breath in your lungs, releasing all heaviness way out. Let's do 3 more. One more. And release. Okay, now we're going to take our awareness from the body, feeling of the breath, up into mind. And we're going to start this by asking the question, I wonder what my next thought will be. What will my next thought be? With all of your awareness, start to observe your mind. Observe each thought that rises and falls within the mind. There's a few analogies that I like to use. One is that you are the cat and the mind is the mouse hole. The thought is the mouse. And you are sitting at the edge of that mouse hole with keen awareness, watching for the thought to appear. Stay with this observation. I'd like to repeat that word to dial in the observation. Observe. Observe. Observe each thought that rises, falls within the mind. Do not try to stop the thoughts. Just simply observe. Another analogy I've seen used is the thought is appearing on a movie screen before you. You are sitting in the audience, watching the thought up on the screen. Not particularly interested, just observing. Stay with this observation. Observe. Stay with this for about one more minute. Gentle, steadfast observation, mind, and thought. Okay. Now that we have put the mind under observation, the next question becomes, who or what is watching the mind? What is doing the observing? Where is this observing taking place from? Try to feel this. As the mind is placed under observation, ask the question inwardly. Who, what is observing my mind? Connect to this awareness. Connect to this observing presence. It is you. It's often very subtle. It's not noisy like the mind. Feel this presence. This background observer, awareness. It's always there. Very, very subtle, but always watching in the background. Observing thought. Observing emotion. Observing experience. Observing time, yet it is not in time. Time is within it. This awareness never changes despite your physical changing. Before your first heartbeat, it was there. Your first memories, it was there. In the background. Always watching. Gently watching. Waiting for you to take notice, to shift your awareness into this one that all experience occurs in front of, within. Feel this presence. Remember this presence. Long after the body falls away, you still are this presence. It can never die. It doesn't age. It's with you, lifetime after lifetime. It is both local, temporarily focalized here, but also non-local. Connected to the entirety of creation. This formless aspect of self reaches to all ends of the universe. Your true self has no end. Acknowledge this watcher. Feel its love, which is the very definition of unconditional. It is love itself. Stay here for a few minutes. Feel this greater you. Okay, we're going to gently start coming back down, back into the body, getting centered back in for a moment. I love one of the sayings by Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Let's do 3 more of those. In, calming. Out, smiling. Again, calming. Smiling. Calming. Smiling. He likes to close that with dwelling in this present moment here and now. I know this is a beautiful moment. Dwelling here and now. This is a beautiful moment. All right, welcome back. I'm going to do a short prayer for the collective, because I can feel, as a hyper empath, I can feel what's been happening even today. Like these energies were boom, like coming through. And I'm encountering a lot of suffering on this earth right now. A lot of people reaching out to me. So I'm going to share with you guys one of my prayers today. I respect all different types of prayer denominations, whatever you guys want to do. Feel free to pray in your own way. This is just one of my personal prayers out to the collective to assist, to try to lower the nerves of everybody right now. Great Spirit, Creator of the universe, I call out to you. I call in to you. In the center of my heart, where we are always one. In this unification, I pray with you outward into the collective consciousness. I ask that my brothers and sisters of the human family be safe from harm and at peace within their hearts and minds. I ask that my brothers and sisters of the animal kingdom, the plant and mineral kingdom, and the ocean kingdoms also be safe and at peace. May all beings and souls, expressions of life in your creation, feel your love, your joy, your bliss. May they be allowed to evolve to their highest expression. I ask that this be so. I thank you, beautiful Creator, for your blessings on this day, for this union, this powerful union that we are allowed to have through your grace. I love you and adore you with all my heart. Oh. That's it, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I've been an avid, I just love learning things. And I absolutely have done the deep dive into Tartaria and preparing for this presentation. And I want to find the perfect picture for this. More stuff is coming in. I'm getting more downloads. This talk has changed probably 15 times in the last month. And no, I did not get an F in history, but I was talking to some people about this. I'm like, now I'm understanding why certain topics I never did well remembering the dates. You know, in history class, how they made you memorize all this stuff. And the only way I could remember some of these things was the limerick or whatever it's called Christopher Columbus, the little rhyme so you could remember it was in 1492. Now I could get that right, but then I realized it's not that I'm not smart, it's because it's not true. Those dates aren't true. And so they're forcing us to memorize this stuff to anchor it into the realm. Y'all resonate with that? Yeah. And I'm just going to say it's why I could never remember some of the Sunday school verses either. Just saying. So, history, the timeline of the world, there's been resets. This is gonna be just an appetizer version of Tartaria, because again, 45 minutes. But I think that's why they get us in schools, because they're trying to anchor in what they want history to be, right? We're unlearning that. So, and I do want to go ahead and say my very last slide is going to be some of my favorite YouTube channels and other resources, so you can take a screenshot of it. Many of you probably have others. It's not all of them, it's just a few that if you're just getting started on this, and I'll probably be mentioning some of them through here because I like to give people credit. This term, Tartarian consciousness, I got from Campbell with Autodidactic. He's one of my favorite YouTube channels, and he's in Australia. And so what they're calling Tartarian consciousness is when you truly see the structures and the buildings of the old realm with your mind. Your mind very powerfully changes. So that's what they're calling Tartarian consciousness. So you basically are going through a deprogramming. When you look at those of you that live in Texas, we kind of take the Austin Capitol for granted. We see it all the time. And wherever you live, you may or may not have Tartarian type buildings, but you just take it for granted. The story, like, yep, that was built in 1863 by these people who had no tools, but they did that. And you just like, well, who else built it? And I did do the whole ancient alien thing. No, the aliens didn't do it. We did it. Our ancestors did it. So this is kind of what happens when we start digging into our true origins and the true history and who did build that capital. These stories don't add up, do they? It just opens us up, and then more comes in and we get activations. Have y'all been experiencing that? Okay. So I know you can't read that. And I did want to say this too. My presentation is very picture oriented. And I know some of you can't really see that, but it's my understanding that you're going to have access to this footage presentation. Okay, so then you can always rewatch it. So this is just some of the stuff we're going to go through. The oversized people, why is this architecture so big? The grand ornate structures, and I have cathedrals, question mark, are they really churches? Sacred geometry, star forts. I'm not going to read all this. Let's just go through it. And I did have this statement at the bottom. Does seeing and remembering these truths about our realm, and I don't say planet much anymore. Anybody else with me on that? I don't know what shape it is, but that's a whole nother topic. Does seeing and remembering these truths hold the key to our future? And I think the big answer is yes. So if you Google or whatever Tartaria, you're generally going to see this map first. And there's hundreds of maps. There's YouTube channels that do whole videos about the maps. But that's basically Asia, Russia area. But it was all, when they talk about Tartarian, this umbrella's hit me right in the head. It's all over the place. It wasn't just there. But these maps might be familiar to you too. And again, do I know this with certainty? No, but it's believed that this is where it started, was in Hyperborea, which would basically be what we think of as the North Pole, okay? And I forgot my laser pointer, so I got a stick, okay? So it would be, both of this is the same thing, just a different map. And Hyperborea fell, or was destroyed, I'm not sure which. So all the people went this way, right? So that's why it's all over the world. We think of the globe, that if you came from Russia, that would be a long way away, right? But if they came this way, that's why Tartarian architecture is all over the world, right? Does that make sense? I hope I explained that right. But I do want you to remember this picture too, because I'm kind of shifting in the whole Tartarian thing. Tartarian, I believe, has become like a catch-all term for the basically architecture and things that we know couldn't have been built the way we're told. Is it all from Tartaria, or is some of it from Lemurian and Atlantean? And I currently believe, yes, all of the above. Okay. And when I get towards the end and talk about the Gulf Coast and Galveston, I just want you to remember this picture. And some of your areas, depending on where you live, I did live in Arizona for a while. I'm not sure if there's any Tartarian structures in Arizona. I don't really remember any. But remember, that area probably is Lemurian, right? So that might be why some of your areas you might be thinking, I haven't seen that stuff. Okay, so Tartarian people, even though it says giants, they were not really giants as far as like titans and that big, but they were much taller than we were. And there's hundreds of pictures that can be found on the internet. They even have some videos. Have y'all seen that video of that big man walking down the street? Kind of looks like he has a diaper on. And have y'all seen that one? He's huge, but it's a video, and he's walking, and like his hip is like the higher than the top of people's heads. So there's all kinds of pictures, and you can kind of tell that they're not all photoshopped. Are there photoshopped pictures out there? Of course there are, but not all of them are. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to mention about this picture here, and I know it's probably hard for y'all to see, but we've been told this narrative, particularly in North America, what Native Americans look like. And it's not true. A lot of them looked very advanced. Like, look at this Cherokee person. Okay, that, I don't understand that picture, but look at here. I know, maybe he's got a mask on. But so the belief that there were all these like native backwards people when Columbus arrived, that's not true, right? They were very advanced. Okay, so why is everything so big? That's a big theme in Tartaria, and I did get this slide again from Campbell with autodidactic. And can y'all see that right here? Look at the size of that door. These are the people. Can y'all see that right there? Why in these ancient times, when it took a lot more effort in theory to build something, they didn't have power tools and cranes and bulldozers and all that kind of thing, why would they make the doors that big if people were 6 feet tall, right? So that's a very common thing you see, and I'm just going to go through these pictures very quickly because it's really hard to pick which ones to show you guys because there's thousands of them and I just love them all. Can you see the height of the man there? And the doorway is like that tall? Yeah. So this is a cathedral. And again, just look how big that is. If we were living with limited resources and you've got no power tools, there's no electricity, right? Even before horse and buggy days. But yeah, they built that. Could they build that today? Do you think? No. And again, why is the door so tall? Okay. And since this is, some of it's about Austin, but I didn't want to make it all about Austin. I did go back to the Capitol a couple weeks ago. I wanted to update some of my pictures. And I grew up in Austin, and I've been to the Capitol before, but I don't know when the last time I was there. And I felt no desire to go there till I learned about Tartaria. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if that's not Tartarian, I don't know what is. And I got to tell you, if y'all are Texans and you haven't ever been to the Capitol in Austin, you need to go. What a magnificent building. And wherever you live, you probably have them as well. Go revisit them with new eyes. Don't think of it as I don't want to go in that government building. That was not built to be a government building. It's a Tartarian building. So I was in the main entryway, rotunda area, and hallways go everywhere. these wood door frames, if you just look at one of them, they're like magnificent, the carving. And I snapped this picture. That man was taller than me. So he's about 6 feet tall. And that's what they do. They put these transoms in there, but that's the doorway height. And hundreds of doors in the Capitol building. And then I found out about just the hinges are made of bronze from glass molds, and each of these weighs 8 pounds apiece. Sure, they made that in the 1800s when their houses had dirt floors. Makes sense to me. Just saying. So I know you can't read that, but they have found evidence of giants in all different sizes of humans all over the planet. And there's some towns named there, and Austin's not on there, but the little article, and I know you can't read it, but it's out of Austin. They found a giant skeleton that was 18 feet tall. And so on this graphic, number 1, where's that out of? Pennsylvania. So that's 18 feet. But the Tartarians, it's believed they were around 9, 10, 12 feet. So that would be in here. But then you also do get into the giant realm and then the Titans. Has anybody looked into the Titans and watched those videos that the rock formations are actually, is that mind-boggling? Oh my God. So cool. So Ohio has Serpent Mound. This is in Texas, Caddo Mounds. And typically this is where a lot of these things are found. They don't know what that is that's there, but just in reference, that doesn't show it too well, but how big those mounds are. And go figure, a tornado just out of the blue hit that spot. It'll make more sense why that kind of thing, it's not always random when that happens. So this picture is showing locations of giant remains reported in America, and you can see it's all over the place. And my theory is why some of these places haven't found anything. Well, there's hardly anybody that lives in some of these places, and they may not be digging up, doing construction out there. And so they're all over. And this is just US. This is all over the world that these are found. But we got a little problem when you find stuff like this. Don't call the Smithsonian. Oh, is this on tape? Am I going to get somebody in a black van show up at my house? No, there's actually books written about it, The Missing Skeletons and the Great Smithsonian Cover-Up. So it's not me saying it. Okay. But anyway, this is on this side, it's talking about the U.S. Supreme Court ruled and forced the Smithsonian Institute to basically admit that thousands of giant skeletons were destroyed. So it's not just skeletons. Who knows? And there's reports that they tell people just go take it out to the ocean and dump it because they don't want us to know our true history. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I promise. Okay. So I'm using a lot more instead of just Tartarian. I'm kind of shifting more into the advanced ancestors because I don't think they may. I don't really know if who built the Capitol in Austin was Tartarian. Were they Atlantean? I'm not sure, but our ancestors were advanced. So the themes in, let's just say Tartarian, we'll use it as a catch-all term, is sacred geometry. They use sound and cymatics not only for construction, but they also used it in the buildings with music and tones and frequencies for mind, body, and spirit. Okay. There was free energy across the realm. And one thing we know with all of this is his story, who built these magnificent structures, it just doesn't add up, right? Wherever you live, whatever you're looking at, and you're just like, that doesn't make any sense that could have been done. There you go. Okay. So star forts is a very cool thing, and each of these topics in of itself could be a whole presentation, but we're just doing a little bit on each because I want to get to the main part of why does it matter that we even want to look at this, okay? But there you see the sacred geometrical cymatic type structure, and they're huge. Many of them have been destroyed. This one is too cool. I think I got this from David Wilcox's latest presentation. And if y'all rewatch this, I want you to really look how closely this starport matches this, almost exactly. And it's massive. So it's a cymatic. Y'all know what cymatics is. Sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Sound made visible. And we're going to be talking about that a lot, one of my favorite topics. So these starport structures look exactly like they might have been created with sound. And usually when you're looking, if you're going to do Google Earth or whatever in where you live, or if you just like cruising around, they're usually near water, okay? And they almost always say that there's some sort of fort that was done, I don't know if I want to say military, but military usually has taken them over, but they say they were built to protect. It just doesn't make sense when you look at them, but they are all over the place, all over the world. I picked this one in particular to talk about just for a couple of seconds. This is in the Florida Keys in the ocean. And so this was built with no bridges, no railroad going to it. It's the largest brick masonry structure in the Americas, 16 acres big, with over 16 million bricks. There's no brick making facility anywhere near where this was built. So in other words, what they're telling you, the story, it's crazy. And it was hard for me to do this presentation because these pictures don't grasp how massive these structures are. Another common thing that you look at in wherever you live, if you want to see if you've got Tartarian stuff going on, is the sacred geometry, like I said. And the cities, if you go up and look down at them, you'll see there's usually a typical pattern. They don't always have a star fort. Here's a star fort, there's water, but you generally will see the dome buildings. There's usually like almost like a grand pathway, whatever. They have a tower nearby. There's very common thing. This is Washington, D.C. We've been told it's built by the Freemasons. It's all bad, evil, dark. Well, yeah, they took it over, but I don't think that originally when it was built, that's what it was. Could be, but I don't think so. That's very Tartarian. But this is very classic. Dome building, towers near water, and then all these other structures. Very common themes. This is pretty similar. I couldn't find a good one to show Austin. I had one and I don't know where it went. But if you go up and look at the Capitol building, and the other tricky thing too is when y'all are looking at your towns and cities, a lot of the buildings they've torn down. So what once would have fit the Tartarian template doesn't look like that anymore because the dome buildings and the cathedrals or whatever that were in the 1800s or whatever, they're gone now, and they put an ugly condo or whatever there. But this is pretty similar to what Austin would have looked like with our Capitol. And so this is a very common thing too. And if you want to look up whatever your town's name is, and then waterworks, but not the current one, you might want to say original or history of, and you'll find things. So like if you do your whatever county courthouse, do original, right? Because you might see some ugly, what we build now, but do original. And so this is another very common thing, the towers near the water. So this one on the right here, who here's from Austin? Some of you, y'all recognize that? Burford Tower down on Town Lake, Colorado River. So they tell us, and I always thought this was weird, even growing up here. What? Because it's this tower building, not like that kind of a tower, but you know what the story is on what that is? It was built so firemen can practice running up and down stairs. Yeah. I mean, they always have a story. And it's like, seriously, why would they do that? Just go run up and down stairs in a parking garage. Crazy. And it is right near the water, red brick. Yeah. So, cathedral, cathode. Y'all know what a cathode is? Don't make me explain it. The bottom line is a lot of these cathedrals and churches and courthouses and capitol buildings and hospitals and insane asylums, whatever, they took them over. Once there's a reset and they run out the originals, then they take the antenna off the top, they put crosses up on there, and there's a whole new history, right? But those of you that are Tartarian studiers, you know what this is. This isn't a church, or it wasn't originally built to be a church. So I picked this one out. Again, it's hard to pick, you know. This is in Barcelona, and oh boy, do I want to go. This thing is massive. I mean, if you had a person standing there, I think they'd be like that, a person. It's just massive. But they had no cranes back then, but yeah, they built those. So a very common thing with Tartarian is the spires, the antenna going up into the ether, and just a structure that you're like, there's no way we could build that today. How did they build that 200 years ago, right? This is inside of it. And what I want to point out here too, okay, the height of a person, well, I have another picture that'll show that. But what I want you to grasp here is not just the intricacy. How did they do that? This is also cymatic. So when they played music in here or sang, the structures in the walls made frequencies also, right? These were healing chambers. Same building. So have y'all heard Rion talk about when he wants to build his cities of light, he talks about crushing crystals or whatever and building the structures like I don't know what term he calls it, not cement, but that's what a lot of this is, right? And can you see the people here? Those are people. See how big that is? It's just crazy. And the beautiful stained glass. But yeah, I did want to mention that here because this pillar in particular, you can see that that's some sort of conglomerate. I don't know what the right word is, like it was created like a polymer. There's people that know more about Tartaria than I, and they're really looking into this right now. That wasn't all carved. It might have been poured, created. It's probably got crystals in it and all kinds of stuff. Now this is our Austin, St. Mary's, a Catholic church. Was this, if you read their plaque on the front, of course there's a history. It wasn't built to be a Catholic church. It is now, and that's okay. And this is their, that's this, okay? It's pretty cool. And I took these pictures, so this picture right here, well, both of them, it's the front. So if I'm facing this way, the Capitol's like right there. So that fits. So it's the big dome building. They're all close together in a pattern, and then the towers by the water. Yeah. So this is very common, the spires, the tall, whether it be with the cathedral. So again, you've got these pointing up and they're getting energy. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but many of you know the reason for that is, and you can't really see it on here, but a lot of them have gold and bronze and copper metal on the top with the metal antenna, and that's how they're pulling in energy from the ether, right? And then the bells, all these bells, it's very common as well, or it used to be. So I just read this recently. Bells, it says, are the heartbeat of the community, were, because they took most of them out. But look at the size of these bells. And I'm wondering, and that's men right there, all right? Just unbelievable. Could we build that today? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. But there's gonna be more about bells. And see these dome things here with that's very Tartarian to have those going up, antenna. Okay, the antennas, the ether. So that's how it's capturing the electricity, so to speak, and how they had free energy. You can spell it either way. It is the fifth element. So when you look at old pictures, that's Austin on the left, my left, and that's just another picture. These are all over. And some pictures, like if you go to certain libraries, they will draw the lines in. There's no wires there, but some places now will add the wires because you're like, what is that? There was no telephones or what is that? It's Tartarian. And electroculture, it's real popular right now. The copper wire, wrapping on a stick or whatever, that's Tartarian. Okay, so they had the technology and the knowledge to create these beautiful, one with nature, and that's what they did to get their energy and to have beautiful, lush fields, and they lived harmoniously in nature. And there's a new channel that I'll mention here. I just found them recently. Oh, they're brothers. Starts with a D. It'll come to me. But they talk a lot about how our ancient ancestors, and why I think this is so important for us to be remembering this and looking into this now. They were in Christ consciousness. They were one with nature. They held the belief that you don't take more than you give back. And so we're going back to that, right? So back to the future. So dome resonators, and I'm going to go through, I need to speed it up a little bit. So this is another Tartarian, hundreds, and they're all over the realm, especially in Russia. And I was talking to this with my friend. Didn't we, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up, Russians were the bad guys, and you would never think to go on a vacation in Russia. Wonder why that is. I don't think they wanted us to see that, why do your buildings look just like ours? How did that happen? So many buildings look exactly like the Austin Capitol, and they're halfway around the world, right? This is the United States, and almost every state, their Capitol building, and it wasn't built to be a government building, but they all have these domes. They just took them over and turned them into that. Now the ones that don't, like look at New Mexico's, I know y'all probably can't see that, but that's probably not the original Capitol building. They probably tore it down. So the Austin Capitol, Texas State Capitol, it's just massive. They don't measure it in square feet, they measure it in acres, how big it is. And when you go there, you're just looking at a little part of it and you're like, yeah, there's no way. And I just went there a couple of weeks ago and was taking pictures. And did y'all see in the Telegram chat what I found there? I was taking pictures of some of the statues. And look who was there. Little joke, I don't know if Rion saw that. So when you do research on who built the Capitol and when and where, this is who built that building. Convict labor. And they got the granite from way away, and they moved all those, I don't even know how many tons, with a horse and a wagon. Right. And these are the guys again, and they're getting ready to put, oh, I don't know if she's called Lady Liberty. I can't remember, but they're getting ready to put her up there. And there it is, out in the middle of nowhere. And you can see here, that's the Capitol in the background. But this is what Austin looked like. Dirt streets, you know, horse and wagon. It just doesn't make any sense. So the University of Texas campus, very impressive as well. This is a picture of who built the University of Texas, and I know y'all can't see this very well, but it's kind of funny actually. This is the original Old Main, massive Tartarian building, mud flood evidence, which we'll get into that. But this is who built it. A bucket and a shovel, and I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but okay. And they built this. I haven't gotten to mud flood yet, but it's when the windows are below ground. Austin hasn't been majorly mud flooded, but you definitely can find it. This is another common thing, the arches, not just the one in Paris. And it can be any arches. They're magnetic and they're on ley lines. This is how they did the free energy around the planet. So the ley lines connect, as you know, all around the realm. it's just fascinating when you look into this. But it doesn't have to just be arches and buildings. It could be bridges. It's all part of the picture of what Tartarian is and how they got the free energy and how we're going to bring it back. Another thing is, and if you Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever, red brick, it's amazing what's out there. I didn't know about this, but this whole red brick thing is, you can create energy, store energy, hold energy. Red bricks is a really big deal with this. And it also has the white, something about the two together. I think this has crystals in it. So when you see these red and white buildings, those are power stations. That's the original Seton Hospital in Austin that I was born in, and they tore it down. I don't know if that was a power station, but it looks like one, the red brick and the white. The Driscoll Hotel is one of the coolest buildings in Austin. Freaking amazing. Who's been in it? I highly recommend it if you want to do a Tartarian and look at it in new eyes. Here's another funny thing about these stories. This massive hotel was built in a year. There's no way. And you can't take a picture of it and get it all in one picture. It's huge. And the bottom's cut off. But again, big doorways, a little bit of mud flood evidence around there. So I'm just going to go through these real quickly because I want to get to the next part, because you don't want to see all Texas buildings. But just keep in mind, they repurpose these buildings when there's a reset, and they take them over and they say, this is a courthouse, this is a hospital. I think I already said that. But these are all in Texas, and I think they're beautiful. These are all courthouses. This is the one in Austin, the original one, and tore it down. And look how pretty our courthouse is now. That's Dallas. Is that awesome? Yeah. Waxahachie. And I could do this all day, but we can't. We got a lot to do. In fact, I got to speed it up. So the resets and the Denman brothers, I think that's the channel that they talk a lot about this. Now they're saying there has been 3 mud flood resets, and each one got worse in the realm. They're in different areas. They're not all in one place at the same time, but it got worse each time. And after the 3rd one is pretty much when the Tartarian Empire fell. And that's the other thing about all of this. All this stuff isn't as ancient as we think, right? This was probably within the last couple hundred years, okay? So there's very common things with these resets: floods, mud floods, fires, natural disasters, and wars. And I just want to go through this rather quickly. There's so many pictures I could show on this. You see this massive destruction and people trying to build out. Can you see that? And this is more modern times. I don't remember if that's in Germany, but this structure was completely underground. That's a building in the side of a mountain. So some of the mud floods have been massive mud floods. And then some of them, like what you see in Austin, are small. That's a ship sticking out of a mountain. I think this is in Russia too, because in US they'd probably never let us see this. So when y'all start digging into this stuff, you see some amazing stuff. So this is a very classic mud flood picture. So this used to be ground level, and there's a hole. These floors are underneath here. Why would you put a window and a door underground? A window that opens with glass in it. Why would you do that? Now, those of you that live in states, is this fake? People are saying now that's fake, but I don't know. They supposedly have uncovered more of, this is Stonehenge, right? Easter Island, yeah. So even if that is fake, they're finding cities and towns and completely underground. I'm going to skip through some of these and y'all can look at them on the replay. But those of you that, when I share this story next, you're going to say, well, that's a basement. Texas does not do basements. If you want a basement, you could do it. It's going to cost you and involve dynamite and I don't know what. But when you drive around, and that's 360, there's a little teeny layer of dirt, and then it's all bedrock, okay? So that's a little bit of mud flood that was on Congress Avenue. they have to dig out. I know it's hard to see, but they had to dig out because the door's down here. So they made basically a trench so they could get to the building. But there's areas that have way more than this. But since Austin's in my title, I thought I'd put a few in here. So that's the Driscoll building right here. This is what 6th Street and Congress used to look like. Pretty cool. So I just wanted to tell you a quick story. My dad in the early 70s bought a couple of buildings on 6th Street. Anybody been to 6th Street? Yeah, it didn't used to be like it is now, I promise. But when my dad bought this building, it was not a good area. You did not go down there. But he bought this first building and he turned it into apartments were on the top floor, and he put Gordo's Pool Hall on the ground floor. It was one of the first newer nightclubs in Austin on 6th Street in the 70s. So yeah, he did kind of start it, but he did not intend for it to turn into what it did. But anyway, while I'm sharing you this story, so I was pretty young, and he dug out this basement, and I was so confused. Because we didn't have basements. Anyway, he dug it all out, and underneath there, let me just find the picture. I know you can't, it's hard to see it, but let me just share it with you because I remember it very vividly. And he turned that into his office. So you go downstairs, and it took him, I don't know how long and how many dump trucks of dirt to get out of there. And I was always so confused. Why are there windows under here? They were windows that opened, and then they faced dirt. So Austin has had a mud flood. So what you see now is you see these windows. So when you're walking around your town, there's the top of a window, right? And if you went inside, but that's how they make them look now. That's classic mud flood. Or they dig out this area right here, just a little trench down there, and there's doors and windows there. All over Austin. I just didn't want to bore you with a bunch of pictures. I did want to mention Galveston. I just gave the answer away. Who knows what the worst natural disaster, and I think it's North American history is? I know you know, don't answer. What? The flood, the hurricane flood. Yeah. And they really don't know they still don't know how many people died there. But it was in the 1900s. I feel like this was a reset. Galveston was a very advanced city, more so than Houston. It was a hub, and it just got wiped off the map. Well, pretty much. A few structures survived. This is one of them. Just, oh my gosh, beautiful. Classic mud flood evidence when they put the stairs in to go up to the door. But here's what I was getting downloads while doing this presentation. And I've learned about it before because I had done Atlantis research. I'm just drawn to that. And Edgar Casey has tapped into it. They found pyramids underwater in the Gulf of Mexico, all around Florida. Who was I just talking to? Who lives in Florida? Was it? It might have been. I don't know who it was. Okay. And that's why I'm saying this may not all be Tartarian. I feel like a lot of that's Atlantean, because Atlantis was right here. Here's Galveston, Texas, right in Texas, right here. Well, Atlantis, I don't believe was just here. It was, this whole thing. And then I just found this out. I'd been hearing little things about where was the true, is Egypt what we've been told? And then I just found this the other night. Have y'all ever heard this term before, the Fertile Crescent? I wasn't sure I had heard it. So they say the Fertile Crescent, which is the cradle of civilization, is the Euphrates River. Well, I just found some new stuff, and I can't wait to dig in. So to be continued, should you invite me back. I will research this, because I've had this knowing that something about Texas and all of this. And it's believed this is the Fertile Crescent, is the Gulf of Mexico, Florida, Texas. I'm like, I will be digging into that. Okay, so I'm going to start going faster because I can't believe it. Got to hurry up. So very common fires all over. San Francisco's been burned down 7 times, and it is believed the North American capital of Tartaria was San Francisco. Pretty much look up any city it's been burned, right? Chicago, Boston, Houston, yeah. And hate to bring it up, but many of us knew right when this happened. If you've tapped into Tartaria or a lot of this stuff, you knew what this was when Lahaina got hit. It totally fits the narrative. A direct energy weapon, and they want to eliminate the originals, right? And direct energy weapons is not new. If you look into it, there's ancient drawings and paintings way before photography, paintings showing that's like a, I don't know what it is, Archimedes. Yeah, direct energy weapons have been around a long time. Last and not least, war. What an easy way to go wipe out Tartarian structures is to have a war for some fake reason. And yeah, just go destroy these structures. So the bells, and this hurts my heart. I took German in high school. Let me see if I can say it. Glocken, I could say it. I can't do it right now. It's bell cemeteries. So those of you that are sound healers, you know what musical instruments do. Well, go figure, in World War II, they took all the bells out. And they told the people, they willingly gave up their beloved community bells because they thought they were helping the war effort. We need the metal for bullets or whatever they told them, I don't know. But like 250,000 bells got took out of Europe alone. Yeah, it's horrible, and they melted them all down. Makes me sick. Yeah. So now we want to get into my favorite part. So these cymatic stained glass windows, and I remember when I was in sound school, the instructor saying they removed the stained glass out of the churches, and I never could remember what he was talking about because they haven't. It's all still there. What he meant was, and he might have said it and I didn't remember, all those stained glass windows were originally made from crystal. So the purple was amethyst, the yellow was citrine, the clear was quartz. Now, can you still get a healing, a light healing from stained glass? Yeah, but that's what they took out. They took out the crystal, because imagine sitting here and having this shining on you. That's what these structures were for. The people went there to get healed. Mm-hmm. So cymatics is sound made visible. So whatever you say, think, music, speaking, singing, all of it creates these geometric patterns. And I want you to remember that, because that's what this is all about. That's what was prevalent in their buildings, and how they had these harmonious, people lived in harmony. They weren't stressed out. Really feel what this is all about. This is what this is about, I believe. This cymatics, sound, light, all of the above. And what Rion's talking about doing, this is what we're going to bring back. is saying that that's possibly a key to age regression, because we have this in us. So this is key to what Rion's talking about, right? Creating our cities of light, this Tartarian knowledge and what they did. This is what we're bringing back.
Put your hands together one more time for Mrs. Jan Johnson. We're going to do a little dissertation. I'm going to explain to you guys how to set some stuff up and really what the cities of light are all about. All right, here we go. I have a beautiful presentation. It is going to be on me in the editing process. We have it for you guys. But I wanted to show some things and get you guys some insights on ways to build better, smarter, and more permanently. All right, so show of hands, how many people know about, the cities of light? Have heard the term before? That's everyone. Awesome. What about the RVGCR, if you've heard about it? Awesome. So some of the different things that are going to be going on financially, you guys know what Starlink is, right? You guys know that Elon Musk has all those Starlink satellites going around orbit, right? So check this out. The new quantum financial system is going to run on those satellite systems. If you guys didn't know that, there's a lot of information you're going to find out for the first time here, okay? So the main thing with the quantum financial system is that's going to be the new thing. XRP and Ripple, some of the software and functions of that are relevant in the sense that you can track transactions 50 steps forward, 50 steps backward. What is that going to do? No more money laundering. They're going to know where every single dime, every single penny goes. Okay, you can't hide financial transactions anymore. For all the good people on Earth, that's awesome. I don't know. We're just buying kombucha in land. For all those naughty ones out there, okay, might be a little issue, how you're going to try to write off $500 million selling arms to countries you're not supposed to. So with that, there are different tokens and there are different things to pay attention to right now. One, silver is on sale right now. Did you guys know that it's more expensive to pull silver out of the ground right now than one of those coins is? Understand that. It is more expensive to pull silver out of the ground than what they're charging you. Pay attention to that. Silver and gold is going to be your best bet for right now. Why? If we do have a financial collapse, which is coming, everyone knows there's some sort of financial collapse coming. Now, the severity of that really is going to depend upon, the powers that are, not were, and how they're going to roll this thing out. Okay? Land is awesome. Capital goods is awesome. Personally, with me, I said I have like 6 different nests of investments. I have silver, I have gold, XRP, XLM, and then foreign currencies, right? So foreign currencies, one being Iraqi dinar, one being Vietnamese dong. Those are really the two. I don't know if you guys know this about Iraq or not, but in the same way the United States trades with Mexico is the same relationship Iraq has with Vietnam. So one of the currencies is going to directly reflect the other, okay? I don't want to give you guys rates on here, but I can say it's a very wise bet. At some point that will happen. If you guys are not familiar with this particular subject, you have to understand that it's already happened twice. One with Kuwait, made a bunch of people millionaires overnight when the Kuwait revalued their currency. Second one is the peso. The Mexican peso revalued at some point. A lot of large holders of Mexican pesos became millionaires overnight. You're not going to hear about it. Now, there's different redemption centers and things of this nature where they said they're going to help us redeem these currencies. And I know you guys have been following it, understand a lot of this stuff. This is what I think is most important for this group right here. When I did my financial report on everything that was going on, everything I needed to share, the main thing was have a target. What land are you looking at? So first one, land allocation. You guys already have land? Fantastic. Okay. Land. Okay. Now, when you guys are looking at land, make sure you guys have a test sample of the nitrogen or levels in the soil. Can you grow there? Everyone wants to buy land that looks like, it's beautiful. Test the soil. Test the soil when you purchase land. Another thing too is where's the aquifer under the land? What's the depth of the water under the land, right? My boys out here in Arkansas, they already got their land, all right. These are small things you don't think about. okay? As we develop and we come together, these cities of light are going to also be operational on the new ley line system, right? So there are dragon lines and ley lines across the United States and across the planet. What a lot of people don't realize is a lot of those ley lines have shifted. They're not in the same place they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. Energy changes on this planet, okay? So finding out specifically where these ley lines cross is going to be a pulse point. Where you want to put your city is on a pulse point. Where two ley lines cross, you're going to have the maximum oscillation of energy coming from the ground. Cool? So now we have, I want land. How fertile is the land? What energy is coming through the land? What are the cross points of these ley lines coming through the land? Because what we're going to do is we're going to use specific types of technology to amp that to create healing centers, right? Why would we want to do a lot of things artificially in some of these specific locations? There's so much raw energy coming from the ground. All we need to do is harness that energy and use it for our purposes, right? Awesome. Okay. There are different technologies. I'm going to start shredding now, okay? So get ready. Okay, the 3D printing technologies that are available as such. Cobod, C-O-B-O-D. Cobod is a company that can print, again, 3,000 square foot warehouse in 72 hours. Okay, with basic modifications on those 3D printing machines, which is just printing right angles, you can easily print an 8-sided object and then fill in the walls to make domes, whatever designs you want. There's going to be new CAD designs and jobs for young 20, 30-year-olds who want to be architects that are super nerdy on computers. They can start modding and using this technology. It's already available to do different designs, okay? Another one is called Armatron. Armatron, A-R-M-A-T-R-O-N. Armatron uses a pivot head, which actually kind of is like if you're, putting like icing on a cake. It has kind of like a head on it that can rotate, and it can do different angles. Armatron is a beta company that's booting up, and they do have prototypes available now. Okay. So the baseline of saying a 3D printed object is this. The concrete itself, if you use the proper concrete, and I'll give you guys some tips, when they redid the Eagle Tower in New York when 9/11 happened, there is a company out of New Jersey that uses a red and blue liquid. This red and blue liquid from this company, where they're getting all the cement to build the new tower in New York, right, where the trade towers went down, has 10 times the tensile strength of normal concrete. To me, that's 10 times the piezoelectric effect in squeeze. Okay. Now, what happens when you mix 10,000 pounds of crushed quartz crystal in a concrete that's tensile strength is 10 times normal concrete? And as that dries over a period of, say, 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years, right? Depending on the depth you pour that concrete, what's going to happen is you're going to create a huge piezoelectric effect on your property. And every single year that goes by, the concrete's going to squeeze the quartz crystals tighter and tighter and tighter, and the frequency of the vibration of the entire platform, the foundation of every single wall on your platform will go up, hence cities of light. Now, when you're bending frequency and harmonics through buildings, okay, the cymatics and different designs that you guys can choose, just remember that there are angles that are very specific to results. So anything that's going to be, this was in my program, it'll be in the video, but I played it yesterday. There are different angles that support different life forms and different frequencies. What I'm trying to get to is that with these frequencies, with these modulations, and with specific pulses, see, the one thing a lot of people miss is the pulse. Levitation is 3 frequencies that are interwoven. Many different healing frequencies based upon a biological body has at least 3 different factors. It's not just 528. No, it may be 432, 528 mixed with 1188. Those 3 frequencies interwoven create the effect you want. So the cool thing is when you guys are 3D printing your homes or 3D printing your houses is the materials. I think that hempcrete should be used as a barrier in all 3D designs. Why? Because it's fireproof. It's absolutely fireproof. So if you guys are creating structures with a bare minimum lifespan of 300 years, they're hurricane proof, earthquake proof, fireproof. What you're doing is you're creating generational wealth for generations of beings to come that may not ever know your name. But you guys in the cities of light created something that generations of people can live in. I think that's really cool. So us kind of being the elders of this, it's really important that the functionality of it. So let's get into how we're going to get the maximum amount of money out of these jackasses. Let's talk about this for a second. I'll be your lawyer or your attorney, okay? There's 3 different rates. First rate, street rate. Write this down. It's 3 different rates for every single currency that's going to revalue. There's a street rate. Say the Iraqi dinar street rate is $1. That means everyone gets it for $1. Street rate. Then there's the international rate. Say that's $5. Then you have the contract rate, which is upwards of $9 to $15. Okay, how do you guys get the contract rate? That's what I want to share. Based upon the project and the things that you guys want to create, when you guys go to these things, these banks are not going to give you a contract rate. They'll try to give you an international rate. The only time that you will be able to present your presentation is in the second meeting, is what they've talked about. The main thing is there's a couple key components to this. One, you all in your first landing page have to write multi-generational. Figure out how it's multi-generational. So after you're dead and gone, how's it going to operate? Very important. Multi-generational. Second thing is, how many jobs does it create upon creation of it? And then how many jobs does it maintain once it's built? Okay? These are all numbers. These guys are going to run numbers on your property. So what I recommend everyone to do is, for example, I have 3 projects in 3 different countries. And the 2 that are in the United States, I put my value at $115 to $150 million per facility. So if I go in there, right, and they're going to, kind of go, we can't give you that contract rate for X, Y, and Z reasons. I go, hey, man, I need the contract rate because my facility costs $125 million. Just so guys let you know, there's 2 facilities being built right now, Palm Desert and Palm Springs. What they're doing is building wave machines in the center. Instead of like a golf course, they're putting a wave machines in the center of like a condo complex, and they're building one in Palm Desert and one in Palm Springs right now. The first one's $75 million. The other one's $115 million. So if you guys are thinking about a city of light, the real number you're looking for, it's $115 to $150 million. So when you guys are doing your presentations and you're writing things on paper, make sure you expedite the real cost of what that is. That's probably 1,000. That's probably big enough for 1,000 people. There's probably 15 apartment buildings on each side with a wave machine in the middle. So I'm saying a city itself, to actually build the infrastructure of a city right now on land, about $75 to $115 million. Cool? So when you guys are doing your projects and you go, no, I need the contract rate. Well, why do you deserve it and someone else? Well, here's the layout. Here's the multi-generational wealth. Here's how we're going to utilize the land. Here's how we're going to repurpose all of the products sold on the land. And I'm going to teach you guys how there's 0 waste. We're growing oranges and eucalyptus on the property. Okay. We have oranges and eucalyptus that we use on our property for our own products. Any excess we have, we donate to the local people, like the charities and whatnot, let's just say. And then we also have different functions of how we're going to do that. For example, every single facility should have its own, processing plant. So for example, if I was growing oranges, grapes, and hemp seeds, any waste that I didn't sell or give away to charity, I am freeze drying, grinding, and putting into protein powder. There is no waste. I'm using every single piece of the fruit I am using, and I'm changing it in 15 different ways. The products that we output are, for example, say it was eucalyptus trees, right? Eucalyptus oil, tinctures, the raw product, okay? Say it was hemp seeds or hemp protein. I am then selling all my base products, but then I'm also processing them to be sold in smoothie packets, herbs, everything to be made on site. So each facility has your own herb garden. Herb garden, echinacea, golden seal, vitamin C. Every single thing that you guys do, break down how to be completely 0 carbon in the sense that there is no waste. Every single thing, every single apple shredding, every single thing that you do not use is either being ground up, freeze dried, put in a smoothie packet, or used for fertilizer, but there is no waste on any of these facilities. If you do it that way, you guys are just going to win, win, win. Agriculture, depending what type of agriculture you guys want to grow, every single location is different, but pay attention again to the nitrogen levels and the things that you're going to need in the soil. Grow things that make sense based upon the land and where you purchase it. Now, a lot of us are already known upstairs. You guys already know this. They know we came here and incarnated specifically for this, right? So the most important thing is that we have to hit the ground running. So I wanted to say this too. When this happens, that NDA 60 days, I'm going to ghost. I'm going to shut off my Facebook. I'll shut off my YouTube. I'm going to tell you personally, like if we're all the same person, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to go buy a phone, a burner. What's up? I'll probably buy a sat phone. What's up? I'm going to turn my Facebook off, pause it, anything that could mess with my thing. And I'm going to go chill for a hot second, but this is what I am going to do. I already have 3 or 4 real estate agents that are only they're waiting for a proof of funds. I said, hey man, whenever this happens, I'm going to send you a proof of funds. You already know the land I want. So when everyone's just buying a house and buying a Corvette, I'm already snatching up your land. See, I have a situation where there's very specific places on earth where you want to buy beautiful land, or that there's only a handful of places you can actually build a city of light where it makes sense, right? These locations, and now imagine everyone who's a part of this all gets money at the same time. It's an issue. It's an issue because you could have people buy up for example, every single piece of property in Sedona, gone. That type of money. Everything's sold. Everything's tied up. So what I'm trying to say for you guys is have a target and think about what land you want. You guys should all be going on Zillow in your hometown, if that's where you want to put it. You should all be looking at what land is available. You should all be looking at the real estate agent, right? Then go, hey, man, I'm coming to some funds. That's how you say it. I'm inheriting some funds. I'm just thinking about what's the deal with this land. So whatever it is, you need to start manifesting. We're all manifestors, right? Manifest the way you want this to roll out where it makes the most sense for you. Does that make sense? Don't just go, what am I going to do now? And don't go into fear, but rather be very, very strategic with what you're doing. That's what I'd like to say about that. All right, cool things and activities. Yes, love.
Could I ask, is the Zim still part of the thing?
The Zim, I'm sure I've heard many things that it is. I just don't know. So I don't want to say anything specifically. The Zim's supposed to be huge. If you guys heard the numbers. I just personally know that Iraq found gold under the freeway when they were digging for oil. They found gold, tons of gold under the freeway in Iraq. And we all know the Iraqi currency has completely been devalued, And same thing with the Vietnamese dong. Do you guys know what the real value of the Vietnamese dong was pre-Vietnam War? $2.22 to $1 US. That's what its real value is. It was $2.22 pre-Vietnam to $1 US. No one knows that because now it's like 22 million to $1. If you look into it, you're like, whoa, that's insane. Yeah, $2.22 to $1 US. And that was back in 60s? How much is our money deflated or inflated? Or inflated, I should say, since then? Since in 1970s, we got off the gold standard, and all of our money is based on that fiat currency, okay? That, a lot of people that are going to walk into this type of wealth and the cities of light, we're the foundational structure of the change. We're the foundational structure of what is necessary to actually get this done. So again, I know it sucks that we have to do all this paperwork. Yeah, I know it sucks that we have to be the ones doing this, but I am here to say that we are the ones that signed up to set up the foundations for the future. And that's why we're here. And that's why we incarnated here. So we're the grandparents that set the foundations for the cities of light. We just don't realize that yet. Okay. The kids that are born in 35 years on property will just see a statue of you in stone on the property and be like, oh, that's Grandpa Rion. You know what I mean? They're not going to know. We are actually the ambassadors of change on the surface. So we're going to do this together. And when this pops off, we're all going to work together. So this is what I'm doing. Forensic accountants. Couple really badass pit bull attorneys that love to go after the government and go after things in the states and go after the things in the governors and the things to get the land that we need. The whole structure is our structure needs to be sound. Business managers, bank managers, the people that we need to work with are the ones that get it and our priorities. So there's different things to protect you as well. There's something called red flagging your account. So the quantum financial system is going to be held, let's call it your quantum account. You then are going to be working with certain banks, Wells Fargo, B of A still in there, I can't believe it, and Chase, let's just say for those three. You will have domestic retail accounts. However, what I recommend is if you guys do have accounts and you're pulling money from a quantum account into the retail banks, is to red flag your account, meaning that if you go to the ATM or you go to the desk to pull cash, they can't see how much money you have in the account. No teller can see how much money you have in the account. Small things. I know I'm being very detail oriented. The people that are really about it, the people that really want the change, and the people that are prepared. Okay, so I say this to you guys to do your homework assignment. My homework assignment is 20 pages long. Okay, everything is detailed out. The reason why is I want the maximum amount of finances to do my projects. Be a person that does their homework. Be a person that knows exactly what things cost. You should know how much it is to buy a tractor or to lease it, or a crane or a rock crusher or whatever you need, because those are the most of their T's crossed and I's dotted, are going to have an easier time convincing someone that they're worth to have a higher rate in exchange. So if you do your homework assignment, what's that worth to you? You have $10 million dinar, let's just say. Is it $10 million or is it $115 million? I don't know. How good's your report? How much money do you need? What do you want to do with it? Is this for you or is this for humanity? These are the questions you're going to have to ask yourself. And I'll give you guys a heads up on this. Raise your hands if you're like, if I had the money, I could have changed the world. Check this out. I know for a fact some of the people that absorb these funds energetically, that's the real deal. You're going to receive those funds. And if you they say talk is cheap. They're going to see and hold you to exactly what you said. So the more money you exchange, that's the more responsibility you have to use that for humanity. So I'll say it one more time. The more money you exchange, you're adding responsibility to what you're going to do with it. Cool? You heard it from me first. All right. Well, let's have some fun. Let's just shake it up a little bit. You guys all right? All right, we're going to have some fun. We're going to kick some ass. I'm just trying to tell you that I think this is coming down the pipeline. I see things coming. And there's a lot of distractions and distortions coming through. There's a lot of wars going on. There's even right today. There's a lot of things that are coming to try and distract us, to take us into a place where we don't stay in our hearts to manifest what we really need. And what we really need is change. And what we really deserve is change. This planet deserves better leaders. You guys. So when I say this to you, honestly, don't look to your left or look to your right for someone else to come and save you. You guys are the saviors, right? Put your hands together for being the saviors. And now let's wake back up. I did a little dissertation, but I need you guys to know this. Listen, the different cathedrals, the different Sistine cathedrals, the different architecture, when you guys are going to build or design your own places, go look at the old stuff first. Go there with your friends in a GoPro and go, oh my God, I really love the way that looks. Let's film this. Let's film this. Do a little research. Spread your wings out across the planet. Okay? Because some of the things we want to build together, we're going to bring that old back into the new. We're going to take that old technology and bring it back into the new. So it's really important. You write this down. What do you want to be remembered for? You build the city of light. You're a rock star. You're the ones who broke ground and built it. 100 years from now, what do you want to be remembered as? Ooh, you like that one. Hey, you like that one? What do you want to be remembered for? When they look at your little bronze statue that's 20 feet tall, sitting there going like this, welcome, right? What type of being do you want to be remembered as? Right? We are the strongest to come down here during the great transition, right? To stand our ground and give our generation, our families, and these kids of tomorrow a chance to really what sovereignty and freedom is. But we can't give in to all this weird shenanigans and all this stuff that's going on. We have to stay pure of heart and in our mind. manifest what we want. We can't have other beings trying to come in here and tell us what we want. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Eyes closed and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me. Hold me close so I can breathe. Let me go so I can live. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the stars for you. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the stars. I turn up the stars for you. Rewind, forget your past. I'm here to make it last. Where we're going, we don't need maps. Take a chance with the Wall Street crash. I feel what you feel, that our love is strong. And I hear what you hear, it's our favorite song. And I taste what you taste, it's the sweetest kiss. And I see what you see, and I'm so impressed. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. Where do we go from here? Take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place. It will be tonight when I turn off the world for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the stars for you. It will be tonight when I turn up the world for you. It will be tonight when I